Clapton.
Okay.
One time. I need y'all to get your ears on this real quick. We're gonna get the oh shit, they got ads on here.
He's like, ads
This
on
is
here.
live. This is fuck it. There we go.
Clapton, man. Clapton.
First, I'd like to say all glory to God because, I
Come
mean, this
on
is
now.
better than I could have ever imagined.
You know, all
I'm
glory.
just a small town kid with really big dreams,
Facts.
and I'm honored to show all the little kids that are watching this that dreams do come true if you work hard and you have great faith in your life.
Come on now.
A huge shout out to my friends and my family and everybody that helped me get to be where I am today, especially my coaches and my teammates. I stand on this stage alone, but without them, I wouldn't have this award.
Yes,
and they've
Lord.
sacrificed so much for me.
Since y'all want to kick Justin back
sorry.
in and the
I
white
just
people,
had ankle
we gotta.
surgery. I'm out of breath.
Oh, my God.
Out of shape.
You starting off strong today, ain't you? Starting off
With the life
strong.
that I have now, as a white woman who leads a black-led sport,
Come on.
and celebrated
racial
here,
again.
I want to show a light on black women. They don't get the media coverage that they deserve.
Talk about it.
Put the extra plug on that.
They've given so much to this sport and the community and society as a whole, and their value is undeniable.
Facts.
In the WNBA, last season, the postseason awards, 80% of the winners were black, but they got half the amount of coverage as the white athletes.
Now,
so
let's talk
I think
about
it's time
it.
for change.
Come on.
Sports media holds the key to storylines.
Come on now.
Sports media and sponsors tell us who is valuable, and you have told the world that I matter today, and everyone who voted, thank you. But I think we should use this power together to also celebrate black women.
Come on now.
So to Maria Taylor, Robin Roberts, Maya Moore, Odyssey Alexander, to all the incredible black women in my
Take
life
that,
on my
Kim Mulkey.
teams, to Breonna Taylor and all the lives lost,
All right,
and to
sir.
those names who have not yet learned, but I hope to share.
You
I stand
wow.
behind you,
You
and
are
I'll
coming
continue
in
to
strong and hot today.
follow you and follow your lead and fight for you guys. So I just want to say thank you for everything.
Wow. I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
You ain't see that?
Nah, that was a beautiful speech, though. Beautiful
on-
speech.
And on that note,
Powerful, powerful, powerful.
we back.
What's going on, EFS family? What's up?
Number one newest pod in the motherfucking world. We got a whole nother.
You got the
I got
70s
some
music?
other shit going. I tried to give us air horns and we went
What's
crazy.
going on here?
We went that 70s
I'm
show.
confused for a second. I was like, wait.
What up, y'all? It's EFS Podcast, the podcast for self-starters and those willing to make the most out of any situation. I am your host, D. Burke. We are here with the man, Waldo Black, and
What's
back
going
for
on, y'all?
another occasion is the lovely Remy.
Remy no more.
Back from travels across the globe as well. You
yeah,
know,
you out
clap
here.
it up one time for black
Hey,
women. Shouts to
one time.
Paige Becker for the speech, you know.
Yeah.
As we lobbed this up right for the black ladies one time. And all ladies.
All
'cause,
ladies.
You know, we're all encompassing with the ladies.
All beautiful.
But, you know, a little shout out.
Yeah, man.
Episode 9, y'all, we back. We
Yeah.
back in here. How y'all doing? How y'all
I'm
feeling?
feeling great right now. Great way to start the pod, man. With
Yeah, nah,
beautiful
powerful.
words.
I mean, powerful.
Powerful words.
You know,
We got Remy No Martin in here. I'm excited. Welcome back.
Oh,
in the
thank
midst of this
you.
women's college basketball thing, you know,
Of
I
course.
think it floated around. I seen it on the timeline when she made that speech. This was years ago when she won the ESPY before she got
Oh,
injured.
that's what it
and all.
was? Okay,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't recall this.
Yeah,
at
this was
all.
before she got injured. So,
Ah.
you know, she was making a speech that she won the award for best collegiate athlete, I think was what she won for.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So that was her,
Yeah.
you know.
And she snaps. She balls out. Like,
You know?
it's crazy.
No doubt. No doubt.
And
She's out right now,
yeah,
which we're going to get to.
we can talk about it if you want.
We're going to get there. But, you know, we had to shout out one time in the speech.
Mhm.
But yeah, man, episode 9 is back. We almost
Episode
at 10.
9, man.
Wow.
Can you just take a moment and just appreciate how far we've come, man?
That's
We ain't done
amazing.
nothing
9
yet.
episodes, bro.
9.
We didn't do much yet.
We ain't do much yet, but I just appreciate how we've
Look how far you've come.
yeah, like just like a little glimpse,
Mhm.
a little snapshot. Like
Mhm.
It's one of those give yourself grace situations.
give yourself
you know,
grace,
All
man.
right, man. We'll
9
clap it up
episodes
for one
in, man.
time.
Give
9
yourself-
episodes in one
Yeah,
time.
right.
Nine episodes, bro.
One air horn for that.
A lot of times when at least in my life, it would, like just getting that next one, that discipline and stay consistent is sometimes difficult.
Yeah.
So the fact that we consistent, I appreciate.
Yeah.
I'm really appreciative
That's a
of it.
good
So
thing.
thank you, EFS family, for checking in with us, for listening, for being a part of this journey with us, man. If you can, please like, subscribe. I'm just hitting it off at the top of the show.
I get
You know what
them.
I'm saying? Get up in here. Come on us. Sharing our tales and journeys. You know what I mean? Maybe you learn some.
Tales and journeys. Tales and journeys. Rem back from a journey.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was great.
You can tell
Well,
the
let 'em
truth.
know where
It's the
you
same
went
space.
Like,
Blink
it was
twice
good.
if you.
It was good. I mean, catching up with family, that's always nice.
Oh, it's a family trip out there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
All right.
nice. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Out to Jamaica, so for those who don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was good to get away. So
And how long you out there? Just
it was just a quick little weekend because I only need a
a
couple.
weekend in Jamaica. That
Yeah,
sounds nice.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
It was nice.
She said she put her toes in the sand,
Yeah.
but she was scared they was going to get infected.
What?
Okay.
What?
Okay.
It's like that. No.
because I got a pedicure before I went, of course, to be
Oh.
right. But she cut me.
She cut. Okay.
Honey,
What?
I dropped that tip, love.
I understand.
Because
First of
she
all,
charged me full price.
I want to
for
know
that.
where you went so I can make sure my wife
she's
doesn't go
usually
there.
good. No.
we gonna be. Look,
No.
you cut you.
No, I know. But
She's usually good, but she's
good. Yeah, I right. And of course, right before the vacation, and I was like, Lord, I'm going to the beach and I don't want to get nothing infected. But it was fine. It was fine.
That sand bacteria would be crazy.
Yeah,
You
that's
come-
different.
you come back
That's
with some whole
different.
nother shit.
Like-
Yes, I'm
off the
saying.
sand.
Are you
I
good
know,
now
I know.
though? You good now?
Yeah, I'm good now.
Okay. All right.
No, she said she was good. She
I
was
was
good by the
good.
time she put her toes in the sand. So
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what's up. That's
Hell
what's
yeah.
up.
'cause
She had
it
days
was-
to heal, basically.
Days to heal.
Days to
Exactly. I
heal.
thought that's what it was.
That's
Monday,
nice.
I had, a couple days. It was
Yeah.
good.
That's what's up. That's what's
Yeah.
up. Yeah, I have never been in Jamaica. I want to go. I've been to
You never
Cancun.
been in Jamaica?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to Nigeria. I've been all across the country, but
Never Jamaica. Huh?
never made it to Jamaica. That's on the
Yeah.
life list. I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
bucket list. It's life list. Let me say that.
Mm.
But yeah. What would be one place I should go if you? Because you say you got family out there.
No, I don't have family out there. It was just
A family
Family.
vacation type thing.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay. That's you had family out there, so that way you was going. Okay.
mhm.
Nah, but still, I don't know what you've seen, but is there anything that you like one place or one spot you pulled up to that you would go back to?
He making you think about
I'm
your
just,
shit,
I'm just
man.
asking the question. Like,
know.
listen, man,
I
my
know.
journalistic integrity.
I don't know.
No,
I'm
I'm just
trying to
kidding.
think.
He working on his craft out here.
Hey, hey, nothing in particular. That's fine. It's
No,
not.
yeah.
That's fine. You ain't
Oh.
gotta have
So,
nothing.
You did the resort, you said, right?
Yeah, it was a resort. It was a
Oh,
nice
yeah.
resort.
You don't really
All
get to see
inclusive?
much on
All
the resort
inclusive?
anyway.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's the best ones.
Yeah.
You get out. You gotta get outside this resort
Yeah.
to see like Jamaica,
Right,
Jamaica.
right.
For real,
Yeah.
And we didn't get
you
to do
know?
that because, it was a quick weekend.
Quick
it was
weekend,
like
so
event. So
In
it was
and
like,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Little weather, little sand, little.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've been,
Pop in,
you've
pop
been,
out.
you didn't been in Jamaica, have you?
Mhm. Young, like young.
Oh,
Most
yeah,
of my
young, yeah.
Caribbean like times was when I was young. I used to go back and forth every summer,
Really?
and this is like Caribbean parenting. Like
Mm-hmm.
my mother would either send me down to Guyana one summer with her family, and I just go there for the whole summer, come back in the school year. And my father would do the same. I would alternate summers between Guyana and Barbados. My mom from Guyana, my father from Barbados. So my first like early years of life was Guyana, Barbados, got like summer by summer.
Wow.
So I was there like a lot as a kid. When I started playing ball, like getting more heavy into it, and my summers was coming into like AAU and like travel ball and all that stuff, then I couldn't because it's like you're not setting yourself up for what you're trying to do if you're not playing travel ball. So
Right.
at that point I stopped, but I spent a lot of summers.
Wow.
Barbados, Guyana, and I would like do other places down there,
That sounds like a lit
Yeah.
time. I'm
Yeah.
gonna lie to you. Just going,
Yeah,
hey,
I'm trying
what
to
you
go back
doing
this year
summer?
to
I'm going
Barbados for the first time in a long time. It's been some time. My grandfather passed, God rest his soul, so trying to get down there and see the family, rest of the family. And then some of my family here, like sisters, and they bringing their kids down there. So I want to take, baby girl down there too.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. So
Seeing her down there.
summertime.
Turned up.
Summertime.
Can't wait, man. Maybe a family trip, man. Put me out there. EFS pod out there in Barbados.
Take some
EFS
content.
pod to Barbados. You know what I'm saying?
We gonna
EFS
pack up
pod
the
in
mics.
Barbados.
You know,
I'm down.
pack the mics up and go.
Maybe do an outside joint and just have a couple mics.
You gotta
know,
pay
do
for
it-
extra baggage.
do it
You know how
simple.
that shit be.
That's fine. One extra bag would be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah,
Yeah,
I'll be
I
getting
mean-
beat over the head for bags. Anytime I go for anywhere for bags.
Yeah, they do be charging crazy.
Me, 6'8", packing anything in bag, that shit overweight.
Oh,
if I'm
yeah.
staying anywhere for more than like 4 or 5 days, overweight.
Oh, yeah.
Shit, Miami was like the last time I went there, it was like overweight.
Really?
that was 4 days.
Listen,
That was extra because it was like beach fit, night fit, middle of the day
I
fit.
done
like,
got,
so-
I done got, when I'm,
all the
especially
fits. Like,
if I'm
and
traveling
you know
in the
me.
winter
You
time,
know me.
I'm good because I'll wear if I'm going to somewhere tropical, I'll wear my tropical clothes underneath my winter fit. And then so I'm already going on the plane with about 3 fits.
Okay.
So I'm wearing 3 fits on me.
You're doing a mix and match.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Only bringing a carry-on. So I'm not paying for no bags.
Wow.
You wear 3 fits, bring a carry-on, you be
Oh
all
my
right,
gosh.
man.
Yeah, nah. I've
You
been
not with that? All right,
I've been
well,
getting beat over the head for bags for over a decade.
And that's why you're getting beat over the head. That's what I'm saying. Come on
it's
over to
like
the side.
These big ass shoes, if you pack enough of them in a bag.
Well, I'm wearing size 13.
And they take up space
what you-
too.
what you
So
wear?
when these just go inside
not
a
that
bag,
small.
this is 14, these is 15s.
Yeah, 15. All right, that's 2 sizes.
I'm not gonna lie.
But
I was
when
looking
you
at it, I was
packing
like,
5,
yeah, you don't see he got
6,
some big
He got some
feet.
big feet.
He got
when
a
you're
pair of
packing
shoes.
5 or 6
got
of
all the
these in
bags.
a bag,
Yeah.
it takes up all the space in the
Yeah.
bag. Then you got to put your regular clothes on top of
Yeah.
that, which is less space for your regular
Yeah.
clothes.
Yeah.
It's like a nightmare packing.
I was about to say that's a struggle. Like
I
ooh.
usually only
Nightmare.
pack 3 pairs of shoes. One's a fashionable sneak,
Mhm,
right?
mhm,
I got a regular white sneak that matches with pretty much everything, and a dress shoe. That's it.
mhm.
You get
Stepper,
3
bro.
pairs of shoes. That's all you're gonna get.
Mhm.
One you're gonna wear, and the other 2 you pack, and then you should be able to coast through everything else.
Big stepper, bro. We just had this conversation.
I know you always want to. You got to change your fit midday.
Yeah, nah.
You know what I'm saying? He want to go out in the morning, change his fit by 2 o'clock, then come out for the rest of the night.
And
Oh,
it's
Yes.
an
Are we going-
itinerary too.
Are we going?
Yes.
Are we
It's an
going
itinerary.
somewhere? Let me go somewhere.
But he
It's
Then
an
gotta
likes to
change
get
his
itinerary.
whole
dressed.
fit for
What's
the
wrong
night.
with that?
Club
He
Rub know the
likes to get
vibes.
dressed, yes.
Rub know the vibes.
I love it. He likes
know
to
the
throw
vibes.
it on.
Listen, we already talked about
Let
this
him-
last
was in
episode.
LA.
We're not gonna go back.
He was
Rem-
getting the fits. I said, I was
saying.
impressed. I said, wow.
It's impressive.
Rub know the vibes.
But that's why you getting hit over the head
Yes,
at the
that's
airport.
exactly why.
Hey, man.
I ain't mad at it.
I'm not trying to impress nobody.
I live an expensive
Okay, I'm
life.
going right. I'm going right to wherever I need to go to and coming right
I live
back.
an
I ain't
expensive
tripping off
life.
nothing.
We gotta make some more money so I can catch up to the life I'm living.
Right,
Now
exactly.
I'm talking shit. But
Nah, but we definitely see you moving when it comes to the fashion stuff. So you keep doing you. I'm gonna keep
Mhm.
wearing 3 outfits when I go to the
hey, man, hold it down. Like I said, it's a burden.
It is
It's
a burden. You know what I'm saying?
It's a burden. Word. All right, man. So shit. I guess we jumped this thing off. We just talked about Paige Becker, so let's get it out the way, man.
Oh, you talking about Paige? I was talking about J. Cole snapping. I'm sorry.
We
I was
gonna
gonna-
get there.
I'm just saying. I
He's
said
so
he was
ready
my
to
top
talk
for a
about
reason,
this.
but we can save that for later. We'll save that for later.
I mean, we're gonna get there. We know the internet is hot right now.
Uh-huh.
With that, so
I'm
we gonna
just
save it.
saying.
We're gonna save it. Y'all sit through this, but nah, Paige Beckers and Caitlin Clark.
Yes.
We saw the game.
Yes.
Saw the highlights.
Yes.
What
Hey.
react? How you
Okay.
feel right now?
I get the floor.
You get the floor first, bro. You get the floor.
Hey, EFS family, how you doing?
Oh man.
Wow.
Do you remember when you watched the other episode of me sitting on this very couch and we had a moment together and I said, not that it's a conspiracy, but
Here you go.
Mhm.
I wonder.
Here you go.
If you watch that game, and when you watch that game, tell me, in that last quarter, when there was a foul that just seemed so perfectly executed, right?
This is why I gave you the floor first, by the way, because I knew you was going there. But go ahead.
Did that ever trigger in your mind? Did you go, I wonder? That's all I want you to do. Just to question, just to ask, is there a possibility of something more at play? That's all. That's all I can say. I don't have any proof. I don't have any accusations. I just want to know, have you asked yourself that question yet? That's all. That's my flow. That's my moment. And that's my reaction. Because the game, by the way, was one of the best games from the whole tournament. In my opinion, it was a great game.
I mean, it's a Final Four, and
Yeah,
it was a very competitive
it was a
game.
very competitive
So, yeah.
game. It was one of the best games to watch.
Yeah.
That being
sure.
said, I wonder how that outcome was rendered. What do you think? I just want to hear your opinion.
I think the screen,
Did the best team win?
the best team that night won.
Come
Oh,
on.
wow.
Yeah.
Why are you playing semantics? Okay.
I mean, if we just
gonna
being
be
honest,
real
the knock
here.
on Caitlin Clark's team has been her teammates the whole year. So,
Right.
which is why, Jay was really up and down about if she could really make a run because her teammates haven't been playing well against great competition all season long. So,
I don't think the best team won that game. That's my
the
personal
better
opinion.
team that night won.
That's where I'm getting at. That's where I get.
She got great contributions from the rest of the cast
Yes.
because she was not playing great until
No.
the end of the game or like into the second half.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So-
terrible first half
so
by
what-
her standards.
So what I'm looking at is your star played horrible in the first half.
Sure.
And
the
then
rest of the girls went brazy.
And then the I'm trying to remember what Chuck calls them. Oh man.
The others?
The others.
Yeah.
Others step up.
The Whalers.
Right? They came in.
Bob Marley and the Whalers.
The Whalers
held it down last night.
And they held it down. And then we get to the moment, the precipice of the game, and the ball gets stolen. The ball gets things are falling apart for the team. Mm. And then the possession gets into the other team, UConn's hands, and then just so happens, to me, whenever there's calls in the last 2 minutes of games, I always do the
I mean, that's fair.
I always do it.
Sure, you can away all you want. I don't think that shit would have changed the outcome of the game one way or another.
Well, we would never know.
If you're a ball player, you know she wasn't gonna get a clean look off at that.
That's fine to assume that.
She pre-switched it. She jumped out on her right as she knew she was coming off. They run that play. It's like they probably have scouted that shit. Like they know, or they was in a situation where late game you switching everything. Anytime there's a screen, you switching.
Yep.
So
that's fine. I just
the help was already there.
I would have liked to have seen that play out versus it being a call and it switches
That's
the possession.
fair. As a ref, I wouldn't make that call in that moment.
Yeah.
You leave yourself open to too much scrutiny.
It's too much.
Which I understand, you know, from the consumer perspective. They made a call that's so controversial.
At the
screen was
end of the game.
Yeah, sure.
And there's so many other plays that were called that I'm like, now we're looking at this one play when we could have just looked at the outcome of a game. But
the
I think
outcome would have been the exact same, sir.
But we will never know that. That's why the call is even more highly scrutinized, because I'm looking at it like, why call it if we thinking that she was going? They couldn't take no for an answer. They was like, let's guarantee this thing goes the way we want it to go. That's what the feeling is.
It would have been a win for college basketball either way.
But here's the problem. On the fluke chance that 20%, let's give it 20% chance that a shot was put up and it went in and then Caitlin Clark lost. I don't know if it would have been as much of a story as much as because now you have Caitlin Clark, the future of WNBA, the quote unquote greatest of our era versus the undefeated team. It's too much. I'm gonna sit down, relax, right? Because when I start making too much sense, that's when I'm like, hey.
I don't think it makes much sense.
You don't think it makes much sense to have the undefeated team of South Carolina versus Caitlin Clark's Iowa, the David and Goliath story?
I mean,
you don't see what they're trying to
I mean,
maybe I'm just sitting here, maybe making it up as I go along.
I can see that if that's what you want to lean into, but from my perspective,
it's the best marketing play.
The game is going to get mad views, even if it's UConn there.
UConn
is a story program.
I don't think the storyline would have been as good.
I mean, fair enough, but if they lost, they lost. If they lost, they lost.
If they lost, they lost.
And Paige Beckers herself said, you can, that play is not they can say, she's just saying the right thing in the right moment, but they gave up a lead.
They did.
They blew it. So
that's fair.
At
I'm
the
not
end
even
of the day,
arguing
they don't
that.
really the fact that they even got that opportunity that close to the end of the game was a gift.
Oh,
that should have been over. I said it was over to play right before that, watching it live with the people I was watching with. I was like, this shit's over.
It's over.
The fact that they turned that ball over right there, leading to her teammates not being that freaking good because they folded under pressure and gave the ball right back to the team they was trying to beat.
Yep.
I don't think that scenario even plays out if UConn played the way that they started the game in this first half, in the second half. You had to expect Caitlin was going to just wake up at some point. She had a terrible first half.
Terrible. She didn't even make a three.
Great job defensively by UConn.
Yeah.
Because they was on her ass all night. Yep. So you had to expect at some point she was going to make some kind of impact on the game.
I agree with that.
But her teammates in the second half especially stepped up. And they, in general, because she only had 21. It's not like she had a great game by her. That's under her average.
Yep.
So you got to make up those points somewhere. Teammates
stepped up.
They stepped up.
I'm not even arguing because that's why I don't want this to turn into a place where I'm bashing the hard work the girls is putting in.
Right.
Those girls
tearing down young women, bro.
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh my God. That's a heavy allegation.
I am triggered. That wasn't trauma informed. No, I'm teasing. No. But what I'm saying is when I look at the game as in totality, right? This isn't our your era NCAA. This is a different era of NCAA basketball. There's a lot more money, not only for the teams, the coaches, the players, the schools. It's a lot more money riding on this, right? NIL deals, all that stuff, right? We seen Haley, she's about to jump to another college. Like, people moving like LeBron these days. Like, it's a different NCAA. And I'm just saying, I wonder how things are going to play out going forward. That's all.
Going forward, she's about to get that ass ran over by South Carolina. I can guarantee. I'm stamping that right now.
Well, if we're going to pivot to South Carolina,
This is exactly
I just want to
what I
say,
wanted.
I say, you know what I mean? Dawn is just
Dawn Staley.
coach of the year. I mean,
Tell y'all, man.
like she's.
Y'all gotta give it to that girl, Dawn, man. You gotta give it to Dawn. You gotta give it to Dawn.
She's maneuvering those girls into a space where there might be
Whole new roster, more or less. Like, whole new set of players.
But her system is working.
And they beat the shit out of North Carolina State in the second half.
It wasn't even a game to watch.
I stopped watching it.
It wasn't a game to watch.
This is what I
saying.
expected.
Like, it's not even exciting basketball to watch. At that point.
Now we get to see South Carolina put the clamps on Caitlin Clark.
Maybe. I wonder.
I would love that.
Because the only time they love facts. I want to see it. Like, I said ride with the home team on that one.
You're putting it that South Carolina's going to win that game. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be like by 15 or more.
Great.
Wow.
But if you would you lend credence to my position if somehow, some way, the game ends up being a little bit different than you expected it?
I ain't gonna even open up that can of worms because
Okay.
we already been there.
Fine.
But I don't even think it's gonna get that close.
That's fine. That's
so
fine.
from my perspective, we'll see.
I'll see you in episode 10, my
I
friend.
think that shit is. I think they're gonna run away with that one.
Okay.
If I'm just being honest.
To end the career of Caitlin Clark in NCAA, she's not
off
going to get a
She's
championship.
off to make millions.
Okay.
She's off to make millions, and she'll be fine. She'll be just fine.
Interesting.
You
We'll
know?
see what happens. I want to know what you think, because I mean, we have two different opposite.
You're looking at a
positions.
better team than the team you just almost lost to.
Yes,
So,
and I completely agree.
You know,
So
and
it
that whole
would- it would
other
have
thing,
to-
that whole other, that's just over.
It would have to take almost
That's
a
just over.
miracle for David to beat Goliath, right? That's crazy.
There ain't gonna be
Go
no,
ahead, let me
ain't
see-
gonna be no
let me see your
miracles.
position. Let me
Because
hear your
there ain't gonna be
position.
no miracles.
I have
They
no
gonna put the
position,
hand of
bro.
God on Caitlin Clark. That's what it's gonna be.
They're going to put the clamps on
They
her. I
gonna
know
put the
that.
hand of God on Caitlin Clark.
Well,
You
we
know,
gonna
she
see.
gonna do her thing, of course, and we
We
don't
gonna
want to.
see.
You know, I want to see her go out. You know, guns blazing and all that
Guns
shit.
blazing.
But she definitely going out.
She put a 50 piece up or something wild like that.
I don't know. Nah,
You don't think so?
Hell no.
Mm.
Nah, these ain't your mama's Gamecocks
Ain't
or whatever.
your mama? We talking about pancakes?
No.
Ain't your
No.
mama?
But yeah, but like we said, you know, she can get the loss, and then she off to make millions, which leads us to the next point because apparently she's going to the Big Three. So
She's not
yeah.
going to the Big Three.
Yeah, I
So
don't think
now-
she's gonna go
Caitlin,
either.
I appreciate.
shouts to Ice Cube.
Yeah.
With a what they say, give you an offer you can't refuse. You know,
Ain't nobody going to the Big Three over.
Yeah, I know. She's not going.
over WNBA. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
right.
I'm sorry. It just
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
they saying it's a very considerable offer. So
Which is great, and I
You
think
know?
it would be wonderful to do one season
Mhm.
of her, you know, in the Big Three. But I don't even know what the structure of the game would look like, because you're then playing against like some guys that are just
does Caitlin Clark score? What's Big Three, like twos? I forget what the scoring. Like, does she score? Is she a great scorer in the Big Three?
I don't see it as a valid option, because here's what's going to happen is you still have to Big Three, like 3-on-3 basketball is a different game than what she plays,
Yeah.
and there's some big guys in that league. I still don't see her like banging and going up against people. Like it's not going to be a thing I would like to see,
Mhm.
especially if you got those heavyweight guys in there, you know, foul her or hurt her or something like that. It just wouldn't make sense unless, again,
Yeah, I don't think it's smart business.
It's
if
not-
I'm just being
unless he was finding, I figure out a way to make it work.
I
in
mean,
the
it's
system,
marketing.
but
It's marketing.
I think it's
he
more-
just wants. It's going to
yeah.
draw a lot of eyes to the league, which is why
Mhm.
she's red hot right now. So it makes the most sense from a dollars and cents marketing wise. Then yeah, it's a great offer.
just by him offering it, he's
But nah.
gaining more.
We don't
Yeah.
actually
notoriety.
Yeah.
think she's going to
Yeah.
the big three, do we?
No, I don't think she's
No.
going to the big three.
All right.
No.
Right.
Yeah,
No.
but I think it'd be fun if she turns down that 5-something million and she does like a few pop-up dates. That's how I would do it.
Pop-up days.
Yeah, like she does like little like she'll come and do like a signing or some kind of autograph or meet and greets and things like that through Big Three. I think that's the way I would pitch the deal to her
I mean, I
as a
don't.
counter offer versus going into their league and being a part of their thing. While the summertime is coming up, you can do a little something in between, get you some extra money before you go into the WNBA.
I mean, I think that would conflict because technically the big three runs like
Simultaneous?
it's summer.
Oh.
Mhm.
But is she like,
WNBA
is
summer.
WNBA ready to go right now to bring her in? I don't think that'd be the case, would it?
I mean, she has to get drafted like the
Yeah, she still has to-
traditional.
yeah,
you know,
she has to do a few things.
all that
before
other shit. But
Yeah.
big three is like it's gonna line up at some point and it's gonna conflict. So I don't
Yeah.
think, and that's the main reason why I don't think she's doing it because she's gonna stamp her
Of course.
like herself in the best women's league in the world,
Right.
WNBA. So
Mhm.
that would be the most.
Would you do something like that? Now that I think about
Me?
it.
I mean, it's different. I'm a man, so I can't really make that call.
No, I'm
you
saying
offer
like-
me
like
a check for the big three. Hell yeah, I'm doing it.
Like, would you do not the Big Three, the Creator League? Would you do something like,
Oh, you talking about that shit Paul Pierce on?
yes, Paul Pierce is out of retirement. Did you hear about that, Rem?
I did not hear about that.
Nah.
Paul Pierce is out of retirement and is
What?
coming back and going to play basketball in
Where?
the Creator League, which is like this, like YouTube and influencers
Oh
play with old basketball players
Mhm.
and athletes. Like Cam Newton's playing, Paul Pierce is playing.
What?
Yeah, it's a bunch of Julian Newman. He's a basketball kid that was kind of like supposed to be a prodigy, but he didn't get no height, so he was kind of like just a kid that could do a lot of dribbling.
But is
But-
the league just? I think it's like just like a spot date thing, right? It's like a weekend tournament
Well,
or some
I
shit,
don't know
right?
if it's a weekend, but they do different stuff throughout the year that's like specific to
Oh,
that,
Yeah.
like that group of people, right? It's just entertainment. It's
Paul,
not
you too
necessarily.
good, man. Don't
Okay.
water yourself down like that, bro.
I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be a fun opportunity to see if he still got anything in the tank.
I mean, he's an NBA player. He's one of the best NBA players, like historically.
But how old is Siri? How old is Paul Pierce? Hey
Don't
Siri,
matter.
how old is Paul Pierce?
Don't matter. You playing a bunch of fucking no names. They ain't got half the basketball schooling, and
Paul Pierce
Just
is
to-
46 years old.
That's fine.
He is?
He is. I don't know.
Wow.
I mean, again, I'm not saying.
don't matter.
Okay,
Unless you mean defensively. Offensively, I think he's the truth for a reason. Like,
but let's look at when's the last time Paul Pierce has gotten in shape to do basketball?
Mm.
this goes back to the point that I
Michelin
made.
Man?
Yeah. And not even Michelin, man, because some of these young, content creators and shit, the ones that's hoopers, like, they play ball consistently.
Yep.
But that's not the same level.
I agree with
It's
that.
not the same level. That's
But
why I
you-
told you I can go to the rec league right now and in my sleep because it's like here versus
We gotta
here.
do that one day. We just
And
gotta
it's not
take
like
him out
shitting
one
on
day.
nobody. It's just you different. You have different like instincts. You're schooling. You're like your mind, the way you think the game is just different when you're on a certain level.
Yeah.
And that's just gonna trump anything that dumb young motherfuckers could do. Like, yeah, is he gonna get tired a little bit quicker? Of course he is. He's older
Mhm.
and he's not been in like great shape for a while.
Right.
But he's still gonna be able to be effective.
I'm excited to see
I
it.
guess some people that probably ain't gonna be the same height as him too. Like he's 6'7",
Cam Newton's
Mm.
playing.
6'4". Might be the only person who's playing. I don't know. I don't know the
They're
roster,
still-
but
they're
you're
still
still
build- they're
playing
still
against a
building
bunch
out
of
the
guys
roster.
that are
They're
like
doing it
Okay.
slowly.
shorter. Not again, and just the pedigree of basketball is just different, bro.
Yeah, it's a different
It's
level.
different. You looking and if you ever see the summertime, like the summer league games, the programs and all that shit, like the guys that play in the NBA and it's like supplementary players or like role players on their team, they
Mhm.
fucking dog those leagues just because it's like the level is different.
It's that much higher.
It's different.
But
The
do you feel
way
like
you
there's a
train
level
is
of
different.
rust?
I mean, rust is one thing, but again, it comes back. Your instincts come back like semi quick if you are actually training and getting yourself ready for it.
Mm.
And once you get in competitions, like the floor looks the same way. You see the same things. Like your eye doesn't change. Like your mind, it starts to come back in a way like, oh, okay, I remember what this feels like. Because you do it so often for so many years that it's like it comes back to you quickly. So it's not like he's not going to go out there and be like, oh shit, I forgot how to play basketball. Could he go in the NBA right now and do that? Fuck no. Because you're looking at the people that,
Oh my God.
you know, but if
You
you're
foul off
going
the
to Joe
bench.
Schmo or just some YouTube creator that
5
thinks they
points,
know how to
5
play ball
rebounds.
but played nowhere near the level of basketball that he played, hell yeah, I'm going to put my money on Paul Pierce all fucking day long.
Nice.
All day long.
All right.
Mhm.
I'm excited to see the rest of the roster, how it's going to like fill out, and then I'll let you know. Maybe give you an update next time and let you see it. You know,
Is
how
it going
things
to be
are.
on you? Like,
It's going to be YouTube or some kind of like streaming, Twitch or something like that.
we'll talk
Mhm.
about it when we see that shit, man. I think don't water yourself down, Paul. Like, you know, you did
Mm.
great number. It ain't like you stand anywhere and you're Paul Pierce.
I think it's just at
You're the
one.
truth.
It's fun, right? At this point, he's just doing side missions.
Yeah,
He's already
it's
did what
cool.
he needed to do. He's an NBA champion. And then
Mhm.
you just go have some fun. Go play a little creator league. Do a little this, do a little that. Get paid and go play basketball. Why
Paul
not?
Pierce
Yeah.
been having a little bit too much fun since he's been retired.
We'll leave
Which
that
is why
alone.
it's
That's for another episode.
You
That's
know,
for
like,
another
he's having a little
episode
too much
of
fun.
this pod.
You know, so hey, have your fun. But I'm just saying. But Paul, we'll see what he do out there.
But speaking of,
When is it? When is it supposed to be?
I think it's man, I want to say right after the Final Four. So right after the NCAA tournament, it's gonna happen. I don't know what that time frame is.
So soon.
Yeah, very soon.
So soon. Shit. Shouts to UConn. We about to get this dub tonight.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Men's tonight. Ladies last night, we gave y'all a love. Men's tonight. I've still got my
I mean, they definitely gonna have a chip on their shoulder because the ladies lost. They gotta definitely go in and show
yeah.
out.
So you know the women's team probably hit the men's team like, y'all gotta hold it
y'all
down.
gotta hold it down for us.
Yeah.
This is it.
And they about to do it.
Yeah.
I know.
Sorry, Paige.
Mhm.
I mean, she started the show, but she did not finish the game.
Hey man,
Mm-hmm.
shouts to her, man. She came back from a rough set of injuries
Yeah.
to be on that level. And
On
she's
the-
about to
yeah.
go make money. And she,
Yeah.
you know,
Just like Caitlin.
just like Caitlin.
Mhm.
Draft is coming for both of those ladies.
Mm.
But
Speaking of draft, right?
Angel Reese too.
Mhm.
Angel Reese.
Angel
Yeah,
Reese.
like Angel's gonna do a lot of great things. I'm excited for her.
Are you?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did you like her whole speech?
Which one? When they had the press conference or
Post game press conference.
when it was
Mm.
her and the girls and they were sitting
And
down?
Flage.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know the real Angel Reese.
I don't know the real Angel
Yeah.
Reese.
How even
I see her. I like that. Listen, I think that team has gotten a lot of flack,
Mhm.
and some of it justified, a lot of it not.
Mhm.
And we talked about right in the start of the show. Even Paige was talking about in how Black women don't always get the proper coverage. But even worse than that, I feel like a lot of times Black women get like derogatory coverage more than other people. And I think
Mhm.
that's a whole nother conversation, a whole nother layer. But I feel like in that moment she was standing up for her and her team and Angel as a whole as the leader of that team. So I just don't know what the future is going to look like for the WNBA because they're gonna have a lot of people coming.
Mhm.
And there's already storylines for the WNBA
Interesting point.
based off of
Yeah.
what's happening
Yeah.
in NCAA. So
Mhm.
it's going to be a lot of interesting things that's
They
going to
are
happen.
creating stars like right in front of your face.
Right
in
Like,
front of
it's
your
about
face,
to go to the
man.
next level. So
It's going to
Mhm.
be
and it's
because
never
you're-
been like that.
It's
in
never been
history,
this
I
way.
feel like
Mhm.
no.
Mhm.
You know,
So
you've
now
had great
here-
women's college players, like we said before, Diana Taurasi, like we can go back to Maya Morris, like we can go back,
Cheryl.
like
Mhm.
Stewie,
Cheryl Miller.
freaking like
Mhm.
you know, like all these women have done great things before them, but like they have never been set up for like stardom going into the professional leagues. Like,
Not on this
Mhm.
platform. Not
Right.
on this level.
Yeah.
they got money,
I blame
Yeah.
they
social
got
media. I blame
storylines, they
social
got
media.
endorsements,
Yep.
they got all that shit, and they stepping into the league. So it is
Yeah.
gonna get interesting. I'm going forward.
Yeah.
Yep.
I specifically was speaking about, you know, what Angel Reese said about, you know, the coverage that she's been given
Mhm.
post last year's championship. You know,
Yep.
it was a big thing all week. So,
Mhm.
you know, Rem, you've seen the comments. You seen what she said?
As a Black
Um,
woman, go ahead, speak your truth.
know?
You know what I mean? I'm just-
I mean, I don't know. You know, I do think what
you don't know.
I don't know. I just think they have been a little harsh on her, but
Okay.
what can you do?
combat 400 years of racism and slavery. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a lot now.
But do
It's just a
you
lot.
feel-
I'm just saying.
I mean, the back and forth has really just been about her style of play, you
Right.
know,
Very much.
Right.
and what that creates for people to, so she is the villain, she's the shit talker, she's the
Mhm.
whatever,
Mhm.
and then from
Mhm.
there, the media fire, I guess,
Yeah.
after she loses, makes her break down and start talking about how she's been covered this way and that
Yeah.
way,
Mm-hmm.
because to me, I think it is a little interesting that that was her stance right after she lost, because the flip side of it was like, oh, what if she won that game? Like, she
Right.
would have been on her same shit, so
Right.
Right.
it's like
So
cry about it versus stand in it,
Yeah.
let me.
So
I
I'm
wanna-
just asking you how I felt about
I'm gonna
it.
give. I'm
'cause
gonna give a take, right? I want to give a take that's accurate, though. I'm trying to make it sound right. All right. So remember when it was talking about LeBron James, and they were saying that keep your viewpoints and things for the court, like basically keep basketball,
Mhm.
and that's it.
Mhm.
Don't be putting your 2 cents in political and social and economic and all that stuff. And he clapped back in that regard, right? I think it's the inverse this time, right? Where we have now started to attack the players on like beyond the game. It's now like we're
Mhm.
trying to make them into bad people, not players. Now they're turning, you know what I mean? That one article when they were talking about dirty debutantes and all this craziness. I just like, this is not, to me, we're losing. Now we're doing the exact, like, it's the hypocrite of society where we're like, oh, stay on the court, talk about basketball. Now you're like, wait a minute. You're talking
You
about
have
the
all these
person.
other things now.
Yeah, you're
that
talking about the
bringing into
person,
it.
not the gameplay, not the,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like, why are we looking at it?
but it does stem off of her gameplay.
I was about to say it's all still encompassed together.
And
Like,
that's why it's hard for
It's
me.
not
Where's
coming
the,
out of nowhere.
Where is the line? Where do we draw it? Like, how do we
Right.
make this thing so that way we know what's too far and what's still safe to talk about when it comes to basketball games? I think sometimes there's just a line that we shouldn't go over, and we lose sight of the person that is behind the jersey
Mhm.
and the shots
Mhm.
and the plays. And we start losing sight, like, hey, this person has feelings and
Yeah.
emotions and things.
Which is why it was
This
good that
is
her
true.
teammates
stood up
stood up for
yeah.
her.
I mean, I respect that people have feelings and emotions, but
Mhm.
Mhm.
you also have to factor in the antagonist in the person too,
Yes.
which also creates that level of like, because to
Mhm.
me, she's, and I've heard this comparison out there, so it's not new. She's like the female Draymond Green in certain ways. Draymond goes,
Oh my
That's a
God!
little-
What a
that's a little-
comparison!
That's a little
Ooh.
hot.
I mean, listen, I've seen it out
She
there.
ain't kick
I've seen that
nobody in the groin.
Okay, sure.
Ain't punch nobody in the
But I
face.
never said to the same level of Draymond. My next
I
point
would-
was
I would
he
say more
goes
Charles
way
Barkley.
over the top.
Mhm.
He's done some
maybe
things
more.
to get himself like in
Yeah.
real trouble and consistency of it. But the same kind of like chip that he plays with on the shoulder is the same shit that she does. If me
Mhm.
going back to even before Draymond Green, she's like another female version of like Kevin Garnett.
Mhm.
Kevin
Like,
Garnett was passionate.
Will be
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
antagonist, will pop
Antagonist.
shit in your face, will
Right.
talk shit, and
Yeah.
like
I can
really
see that
try
more
to
than I
get
can
in your
see-
head mentally,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
your style of
Yeah.
like
I can
play.
see that more.
Yeah.
So for me, I see that in her, but that also does create a thing that's like people looked at KG like that too. Like it was a different era, different league.
Mhm.
Oh, bro, you the thug. Like
Mhm.
Mhm.
he had to overcome a lot of that to keep playing. He never
Mhm.
he never really changed his mentality on how he approached the game and shit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But you also got to understand that having that approach to the game can get looked at in a certain way by people who don't see basketball as that kind of, playing field.
Mm.
And there's people who are okay with it. I'm all right with it. Do whatever you got to do to get yourself going and make yourself like be
Right.
the best level of player you are. Like me as a player, I never was like a person who would be an antagonist and shit talker.
Right.
Which is because I didn't need that shit to get myself going.
Mhm.
Like I'm
Mhm.
going,
Mhm.
like my mental process of the game is that. But if you start popping shit to me, best believe like it's like
Right,
I
right,
bet
of
I can get
course.
that shit right back to you,
Mhm.
and that shit would raise my level of play. But for some people, it does make them collapse and cave, which is why people who do that, they feel like that's their mental advantage in the game.
Mhm. Okay.
But you can also put yourself in a position where motherfuckers look at you like, bro, like you're annoying and we don't like that shit. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's like some of it, though I think it's a little bit racial on the black and white side
the
of
level
things.
of it,
No doubt.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I don't think her being so emotional about the treatment, outside of her just being a young girl that doesn't understand what the fuck she's actually doing, and how that's being perceived, you got to kind of stand in that shit. So I do believe that she is learning a lesson right now. That's like, all right, you got to decide how you want to do this thing going forward. Because you can either change your approach and be the clean cut, you know, I'm just out here to play the game and whatever, or you can keep popping shit in niggas' faces and holding up rings and all of this shit, but you got to stand behind that when they come to you in the media. You got to, because that's just how it's going to be.
It's
one way or
an
another.
Unfair game, but you got to, if you're going to play it, you got to play it well.
Play it to the fullest.
Yeah.
Because then you look weak when you start crying about how you're being perceived, when that's how you go out there and play the game. Like, you know, and for me, I can see through it. Like, I can understand, like, you know, you're just young and you're not really understanding what that kind of play and style of play does to people who don't see the game like that, you know? And some of it, again, is, white versus black. I do understand that because we've seen that kind of thing play out with people of not her race before. And it's fine, whatever. We get all that. But you being young, black, entering this level of stardom, fame, and the eyes is on you, you either stand in that shit or you back off and play the game a different way. And if that's what you need, then you got to understand how it's going to be looked at. You can't pop.
I don't foresee her backing off though.
Nah.
I definitely feel like she's gonna stand 10 toes.
She needs that.
12 toes if she got extra.
She needs that. So right now it's like a real learning moment for her to have to be like look yourself in the mirror, decide what you want to do going forward.
Yeah.
Especially after now, because her being up there, being all emotional and crying last week opened up a whole can of worms in the media for like, okay, like siding with her or siding with, oh, you on to some bullshit now just because you lost, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
I think I love seeing real emotions. Regardless whether it's crying, whether it's, you know, I just want to see real. Don't the facade and I'm gonna come back next year and then no, like if you hurt, show that hurt, yo. Because I feel like we, in a mental health aspect, we need to see more people bravely expressing. I think that we don't get that enough in our society. People still trying to walk and wear the mask of, oh, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm okay, everything's good, everything's fine. And when you get to see some real raw, like, nah, I'm hurting right now. I'm crying my tears, my head's down. I do not feel happy. This is my where I'm at in my life in this moment. I am respectful and appreciative to see those real emotions.
I mean, no doubt.
I'm not
that's shitting on the emotion.
No, I know. I
do understand that, you know, right after you lose your last game as a college basketball player, because now you about to, and you don't do what you thought you were supposed to do because you thought she was winning another national championship. That shit hurts in itself.
Yeah.
So I understand those emotions being mixed into the moment.
Yeah.
You know, but that's why I keep it there if it's me and just like move on, you know, to my next venture. I'm gonna just keep it on basketball. I'm gonna
podcast.
You know, but again, like, have the right to be whatever personality you want to. So I'm not knocking her one way or the other. I just think this is a big learning moment for her. Like,
it's definitely a learning moment.
You gotta stand in what you need to be the best player that you are. Like a Draymond, because if we see that motherfucker, he don't give a shit.
Yeah,
like I'm gonna get kicked out of every fucking game I need to if I feel like that's where I'm at right now. So you know, you stand in that shit and you be the best player that you can be. That whole villain versus if you know what that shit is, and it can cause real emotions. I understand that. Like, you feel like you're getting torn down because of your race, your color, all that shit. Yes, but we been going through this shit for a long time now.
Very much.
So if you're gonna antagonize and be the player, then you gotta look that shit right in the face and be like, you don't know me for real. So at the end of the day, you can't judge me. I'm not accepting that judgment of myself. Like, you know. So that's my take on that.
No, that's crazy take, man. I am curious though. Do you recall any experiences in your time playing professional basketball where you did have some kind of confrontation?
Oh yeah.
Or some kind of. I just want to. Can you tell us? Can you share a moment like that? Because
I've been called all kind of shit in my face, especially overseas, playing in Eastern Europe where they don't like niggas.
Okay. Well, there you go.
They don't, and would muster up whatever they can say in a way that's somewhat of English or whatever, like fucking monkey, like shit like that. Like, and I'm out there playing basketball.
While
games.
you're playing in the league.
Yes, 100%.
Name him out right now. We're gonna cancel him. No, I'm teasing.
I mean,
Oh my God.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just saying. At
so
this
yeah,
point,
it is a level of you got to eat shit to keep on to be again as dominant and effective as you want to be as a player. But
yeah,
it's just how that shit kind of goes. And you got to understand that this goes back to what I said a few pods ago. Like as a ball player, you're an entertainer.
Yeah.
With entertainment comes like the level of the emotions you're giving people.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are gonna have like positive emotions about that shit and like champion you, cheer for you, all of that shit. And then there's people that fucking hate you for what you do.
Wow.
And then even because they have a real reason to hate you, it's just like these are sports and you're like a spectacle
You're
or like that's what you are to them. So I understood that shit early. Because even before I went to overseas, I played all across the country where motherfuckers will go Google, and this is back when Facebook was a thing. Go on your Facebook, Google your Facebook bio and all that shit before you play their team. Say for instance, and it's not actually saying the real thing, but say for instance, I'll go play in Syracuse. Like by the time I get to Syracuse, they know my whole family fucking history, and they yelling that shit as I'm running on the court to warm up. They got a fucking big printed like blow up with your face on it, and they waving that shit in front of you while you trying to shoot free throws. So like, and this is like
That's
college
so
kids,
crazy.
like this is
Oh
college
my God.
kids. So I seen that shit live and direct in front of my face, so I understood like, okay, like this is funny. Like, that's the way I look at it. Like, this is
I'm
funny.
ready to swing on
Like,
somebody. You got my family. Well, hold on here.
But when you take it too personal,
Right.
that's when you get too reactive to it.
Right.
Like, of course, there's lines that you got to draw. It's like, all right, nah, like now I'm standing on business. Like, what up? Like that kind of shit.
Right.
But inside the lines of sports, like a lot of shit is not out of bounds because again, it is
That's where it's hard for me.
entertainment because you are doing a job that is to entertain people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you see people, if they go to the movies, if they don't like the movies, in the fucking movie, boo, get this shit off the screen. Or, oh my God, yay. Like when I went to see Avengers Endgame, when the scene popped off and all the motherfuckers in the movie.
What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive, man.
Oh my God, all
You're
the
going to have my nerd
Avengers.
side come out with that energy.
Like, same shit I've seen on the basketball court. If I hit a big three, the whole crowd is like people just love to be fucking entertained.
Or if you get a foul in the fourth quarter of a game where you could have possibly won, right?
Same shit. It's
I'm
like
just saying.
It's all in the lines of it's all out there for sport, you know? Like so once you understand that, you look at the game and just what happens because of it a lot differently. So you gotta develop a very thick skin and also be able to say, like, I can't really take that personal because whatever you feeling made you go do whatever you needed to do to get off in this moment. Fuck you, Dwight. I hate you. Whatever. Like, oh yeah, your sister. And like literally calling out sisters' birthdays and all that shit because it's on Facebook. And I'm just like, damn, you got a lot of time on your hands.
Yeah, that's
like,
crazy.
I got practice. I got class. I got all these other things to do. You got that much time on your hands.
That brings me to my point. There got to be a way where we can bring this back. We are not like in the
We're so far gone.
Are we? Shouts to Drake.
Yeah.
So far gone. That's the album. I'm just saying. But
Yeah,
anyway,
I know that.
So
but
far
what I'm
gone,
saying,
like what? What do you mean?
But like,
I mean, the gates have just been opened. Anybody can say anything about anyone. So how are you going to reel all that in? Your entertainment, you're open, fair game.
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
the little girl on the beach, right? There's a beach with nothing but fish that have washed up on the shore, right? And this little girl is standing there, and this guy's looking at this little girl, and she grabs the fish, and she throws the fish back into the ocean. And then she grabs another fish, and she throws another fish back in the ocean. And the guy goes up to her, and he says, hey, you know, you're not going to be able to get all these fish back into the ocean. And she was like, yeah, I know, but I'm able to get that one in there. But what does he do? He starts to pick up fish and throw it back in the ocean as well, right? It's us continuing to try to bring it back to some level of normalcy. I know it's out of control and it's wild and it's crazy, but we have to take one instance at a time and throw that fish back into the water so that way we can get this thing under some level. If we've gotten to the point where we're now, tapping in families, calling people different things, like we're losing sight that, okay, this is supposed to be enjoyment. fun.
Right.
And there's a darker side that's like the ugly side of it that's showing.
Yeah.
That's rearing its head. And that's not what we're supposed to be representing.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel that. And I'm not for like, people, to me, it gets out of bounds when, say, you got family at the game and then you got like fans or whatever of the other team like saying shit to your family and because they didn't really sign up for that.
Yeah. That's true.
For me, that's where it's like disrespect.
Yeah.
Right.
But outside of that, I guess I'm just sick and fucking demented because that shit gets me going. Like, as an athlete, it's like, okay, again, you felt that much of a need to go look up my family and all that shit and then yell at shit to me. All right, what? Watch now. I'm going to bust your eyes. Like, to me, that is where the athlete, this part of it has to be that much more tuned into what you're actually trying to go out there and do. Because if you get that affected by what they're saying to you and what they're trying to do, then you playing right into their fucking hands.
But to me, that
whether it's in the media, whether it's live in game, like once they get you here, then they got you. They got you.
But I guess,
and we see it happen when with good athletes versus great athletes, where it might be fucking LeBron James in the middle of the garden and Spike Lee start talking shit to him. All right, 50 now. Trae Young, when he goes to the Garden, ooh, fuck you, Trae, whatever. He's literally in the Garden going bananas on him because it's like, all right, that shit fuels me because the hate is now making me go to a different place here. That's like, I bet I'm going to give you more and more of a reason to fucking hate me because that's when I win as a player.
But, all right, I'm just roll with me for a second. What happens at the end of the game? NCAA, right? What happens at the end of every game? Once coaches go up,
they shake each other's hands. Yeah, sure.
Players are supposed to go up and shake each other's hands because there's sportsmanship. How can the players that are playing the game have more sportsmanship than the people that are watching the game?
Because
I think that to me is what I'm trying to hone in on.
That's code as athletes. That's code.
That's what I'm saying.
We go out there, we play the game, we compete against each other. Like some shit might happen in the game where shit get a little bit uncomfortable and all that shit, but it's like it's part of the game. We all doing the same thing, which is, again, trying to entertain these motherfuckers in the stands and get as much out of the shit as I could possibly get as a player, whether it be financially, whether it be success-wise and accolades and all-stars and championship. I'm trying to get as much out of this shit as I can because I devoted my life to this game.
Yes.
So with that shit that they doing up there don't really affect what we doing down here unless you on some like Malice in the Palace like that Ron Artest type shit, and that's where shit gets
crazy jump.
Borderline, like that's where shit gets out of control.
That's what I'm saying.
But outside of that, within the lines of basketball, like you understand that fans is fans and players is players. Like fans don't know shit about what you actually doing on a day-to-day basis. Fans not up in the morning 6 a.m. getting shots up. They not doing their conditioning. They just there to fucking make fun of the game or enjoy the game and try to get the other team that they don't like to react negatively so their team can win. So it's all like, again, it's code. Like it's code in there's bro code, there's girl code, there's athlete code that you also understand like, all right, this is what's going on right now. Like I've had fucking in them same places that we talking about, the overseas and all that shit, where I'm getting called monkey and all that shit, and then I'm playing with against the black black guy on the other team, and we hit the freestyle line talking like, yeah, man, they be on some wild shit out here. I know, like, I live in this town. I know how to get down, like that type of shit. So it's code amongst the players and the athletes.
Right.
So again, fans versus we out here doing the same thing. It's a different story. That's why as the athlete, again, you fuel, from my perspective, you start winning when you fuel yourself off of the negativity and learn that shit's not personal to you, even though they try to make it personal.
Right.
Like something wrong with this person out there because they feel that strong of a need to go out there and do that.
Right.
So again, you win here when you overcome that shit mentally, and don't make it seem like, it's the end of the world when somebody says, fuck you, we don't like you for whatever.
Damn.
Some people gonna love you for what you do,
right?
Which in Angel Reese's case, a lot of people do.
Yeah,
like she said, the young black girls that champion her and all that other shit. Like,
she's still a champion either way.
No doubt. Those are people that love you, but you also got to understand one ain't one thing without the other.
Right.
There ain't no love without hate. There ain't no good without bad. So as an athlete, there's going to be a bunch of it as soon as the moment you start to get a little sniff of success, you're going to experience both in one way or another. So you got to take the good with the bad, collect all that shit mentally, emotionally, and let that shit fuel you towards what your actual goal is, which is getting the most out of this shit as fucking possible. you know. So
that's D Burke being poetic for y'all.
Nah, for real.
EFS family.
You know, as my advice to, again, a young black woman out there trying to get as much out of this game as she can and take it as far as you can. You're going to get good. You're going to get bad. Lock in on your goal and then let that be the main focus going forward, because the whole villain role, if you need that to be a great player, you're going to have to lean into that, embrace that, or you ain't going to be shit without it. So whatever's going to come with that, you got to take that too.
Yeah.
And that's just that. You know,
you ain't lying.
Not to get all heavy. Sorry.
Nah, you got very heavy, but I appreciate that. Again, I like that real raw emotion. All right, expression. Yeah.
No, that's a fact.
Not a problem here.
And I felt that shit heavy in a lot of ways. I wasn't the best at like taking that shit on head on, pause, but you know, I'm like, oh, damn. At first, it's like the first time I hear like, oh, Dwight, whatever, like some negative shit. It's like, oh, damn, what the fuck? And you keep hearing it, and then after a while, it's like, okay, this is just how shit goes here.
Yeah.
So I'm not going back out.
You gotta adjust.
You gotta adjust. Adjust your focus, adjust your mentality, and keep on fucking pushing.
Overcome it.
And that's that.
I was gonna say, because I know we talked a little bit about this is a longer than I anticipated. It was stemming from Angel Reese declaring for the draft. But I also want to talk about Bronny, who's supposed to be declaring for the draft as well, while also entering to the transfer portal. So I'm just like not sure. Can you speak to a little bit about that for the layman?
Yeah.
As an athlete in that position, not to say I've personally been in that specific position or whatever, but there are like an athlete deciding whether to declare for the next level. There are ways to do it to where you say, I'm fully committed to doing that shit. I'm not going back to school. Or there's ways to do it to where you can test the waters and then say, I don't like this market for myself here and I'm going back to school. You know, the whole transfer portal thing is different. I didn't play in the transfer portal era. Like I played when, if you transfer in and like you just making that decision and you probably got somewhere lined up for you to do it, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
This whole transfer portal thing now is a whole different freaking ball game, because again, players are jumping ship all over it like that. Didn't happen that much when I was in college, you know? So now they've opened up a lane for players to have that freedom.
Come on.
I think that Bronny, and this is after having conversations with some people who know a little bit better, they saying he's trying to like test the waters and probably do the G League route.
Oh, wow.
He's not going to get drafted as high as people thought he was.
Right.
He's not going to, like, you know, he's not at that point. We just said, like, last time. Like,
yeah, exactly.
God hope that kid protects him into the where he ain't got no other health issues and all that shit going forward. So his path, his trajectory, getting upset a little bit, he's just like, all right, let me get a little bit closer to the league, get into the G League system, because that could lead me back to an NBA team. You know? So it's not going to be the specific way that, you know, might be, all right, he's getting drafted number 13 by so-and-so and so on like that. But it's a different kind of path to going about it, to where he was probably going to get developed on a little bit better professional level. Because when you get to the G League, you got different access to different things. And not that he need access, because his father's LeBron James.
Of course.
You know, but just him going about that shit differently, to where he don't want to stick around college. Because, you know, from what I understand, it says it's going to be hard for him to get minutes in a lot of places he might want to go. So he might be just testing the water to see if he can get in there, and then if I don't like it, I'll go back somewhere else. Me and my family will make the best decision for where I need to be or where I want to be, and I'm gonna go about it like that. But I feel like he probably ain't going back to school.
You don't think he's gonna go back? You think somebody's gonna pick him up?
Your father's LeBron James.
You think somebody's gonna pick him up for sure?
I mean, maybe pick him up with a two-way contract, like you know, G League, and you know,
that makes sense,
because they do that in the league now, which wasn't that much of a thing when, again, my era and all that shit.
Well, he still needs to develop a little bit,
right?
Of course.
So he needs the time to do that, and the best way to do it is to play in the G League, but at least have, you know, the team that he wants to play for, support that and all that. That'll be a good way to go. But I think it's gonna be a different level of talent for him to play in the G League versus, because I don't think he was a standout superstar in college. So it's like
he was working back from cardiac arrest all season.
So it's like
he averaged like 5 points or 6 points or something like that. It wasn't a lot.
There was flashes. There were flashes of greatness, or at least
since he was in high school.
Right. So it's like, can he be on the court 30 plus minutes nightly? You know what I mean? On a NBA roster or a G League roster, because I would love to see him at the Delaware Bluecoats game or something. You know what I mean? I'll go give.
Stands gonna be packed
front row. You know what I'm
Which
saying?
is why I don't think he's going back to school.
Right. So
Stands gonna be packed. Like wherever he goes, he's LeBron James'
to
son.
see that. Would that be a potential? Yes, I see it as a potential, but I don't know if the league is ready to bring Bronny up, because that means also it changes the trajectory of where LeBron goes to, in my opinion.
I mean, maybe. If you get picked up by the Lakers G League team, he's fucking fine.
Well, yeah, that's a different conversation, isn't it?
Say your father's LeBron James. I don't think you're going back to school. Like, I ain't putting that out there like that is what's going to happen, but do I see it as a possibility that the Lakers G League team picks up LeBron's son? Yeah. Because LeBron's like, yo, contract time. Let's talk about it. You want this next year?
I'm sorry. I'm going to cut you off. When you did the time thing, I just want to do our Taylor check-in. EFS family, how many months has it been since Super Bowl? February, March, April, right? So we are 2 months as our Taylor TikTok clock, because we're good. They're still together as of right now.
Are they? I'm glad they took a break, for real, if I'm just being honest.
They are still together.
I ain't really seen them in the media.
They've been doing stuff. You just maybe not on that side of TikTok. They've been doing stuff.
Keep that out my algorithm.
They were talking about Love is Blind. There was Love is Blind and all that. But just so you're aware, they're still together. I mean, we ain't putting no money up on it, but you know what I'm saying? I'm confident that they gonna rock out at least 6 months, man.
Hey, man.
At least.
You don't know what's going on in the household. You don't know what's going on in people's household.
I just know it's a pretty nice house to be in. I just tell you that. The Taylor Swift house.
I love to sleep
probably
on
very nice.
Whatever thread count they got.
Exactly. But I just was saying, you said the clock or the watch. I was like, oh wait, I gotta make sure I remind him. I was gonna do that. Make sure I remind you that the whole, TikTok Taylor clock is still going.
I don't like how you holding me to content from weeks ago to this.
You just want to forget everything that we talked about?
Nah, I didn't forget, but I wasn't keeping an active clock on their fucking relationship.
I'm clocking it, so that way we can call you
and
you
we
out.
Still got time. What is that? February, March, April.
Yeah.
What I said, 5 months?
You said five and a half months.
July. Yeah. Summertime heating up. We know how Travis Kelce get down.
Wow.
We know he's a wild boy.
You thinking he gonna slip up in the summer?
Cuffing season is over, bro.
You gonna think he's gonna slip up in the summer?
Cuffing season is over. Cuffing season is over.
I don't believe it. I'm Taylor and
she about to go
Travis,
back into album mode. She about to get real busy. She ain't gonna have no time for him.
It's gonna last.
It's
gonna last.
As soon as she ain't got that much time for him.
You don't believe it's gonna last 6 months?
Tell him, Rem. Please tell him.
6 months?
Please tell him.
Rem, come on.
From a woman's perspective.
Yes, I really want to know.
It's only a matter of time.
What time?
Let me think. I mean, they've been dating a while, like longer than what the public has known.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, I think I give it till September.
Perfect, because that is the amount of time frame that I gave it to. Because guess what?
Semantics.
February. No,
Semantics.
I said over 6 months.
Semantics.
Summer.
I said over 6 months.
September.
Wake me up when
Which
September
is when football
ends.
That's a good one.
You can have it. My main point was that shit ain't gonna last forever.
Nah. I understand that too. I just was giving them at least until the season started.
She's a man eater.
Yeah.
She's a man eater.
Yeah, she uses these men for content.
Oh no, it's Blue Eyed
She
Soul.
used niggas and make an album after.
Oh wow! Listen, I do.
That's what they say.
I do not know if she's using these guys, because I think these guys are getting some of the benefit too. They're not complaining. I never see anybody go say, "Man, I wish I never dated Taylor." No one ever said that.
No.
So I think that there's a
Who
mutual
else
benefit.
have we had comments from that she's dated?
I'm just saying they have a floor. If they wanted to talk, they could have said something, right? But what I'm saying is, it's a mutually benefit. It's a mutually beneficial thing. And
she might make them sign an NDA.
Facts. She gives that energy.
They still signed it, and they see the other relationships that they're going into, and they still going into it. Like I don't get nobody no pass for that. Like, you a grown person, you seen other relationships, and you still signed up to be in this relationship. If you don't like what you've seen before, then
we ain't never heard no man come out and bash Taylor though. So they might be walking in there like, oh, this is great,
right?
Because they all signed NDAs before him.
That's fine. That's fine. That's what I'm saying. Like, but every time that she does it, what's the name of what she does an album?
Yes.
So if you've heard the songs, then you know what to
expect.
Like, exactly.
Yeah.
So don't come into this game thinking that.
But some guys are stupid.
That's like someone dating Brittany Renner
They are.
and then getting mad when she's Brittany Renner. Like,
well,
you
not
know who
everybody
Brittany Renner
paying
is.
attention to the media.
Stop it. Taylor Swift songs are everywhere. You're not gonna
songs,
songs, but not her personal life.
About the dudes, like it's all written on the walls. What do you need? Hieroglyphics?
That's art.
What do you need? What do you need?
That's my art.
Exactly, and that's their heart, her art, their heart. It makes sense. I'm just saying, I'm not gonna sit here and be surprised when they break up. I'm just saying, I think they're gonna last longer than the time frame you set.
But you calling this over?
I don't know if it's gonna be forever. I'll say that.
You don't know, like, what is that? You don't know, or like, I need you to take a stance on that.
I don't think it will last forever. I'll say that.
Okay,
that's good.
So we all in agreement that's just done soon.
Yeah, no, I didn't say that. see him over there trying to put that in my mouth.
I'm just trying to make sure we on the same page.
I'm just saying it's not going to last. If I'm being held
to the standard of content that I put out weeks ago,
of course.
I need us to all be
That's
on.
why I'm making sure I say my statement right. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it'll last forever, but I think it'll last a good little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll give it to the end of September.
Who cheats?
I don't think it'll be cheat. I think it's gonna be a mutually
I was about to say it's just
a mutual dissolution.
Be done.
Yeah,
after this
so Travis doesn't cheat.
I don't think Travis needs to cheat.
Right, I was about to say, why cheat?
Why cheat?
Travis is supposed to be a cheater.
He's a two-time Super Bowl champion. He can just walk away. He doesn't
exactly.
He doesn't need to cheat on her.
Exactly.
It's about the thrill.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, yo. Hey, yo. The thrill.
I have Taylor Swift, the hottest woman in the world now. It's like I'm bored, so
That's the whole dollar bill analogy. You ever heard of that one?
And this is a man that yelled in his coach's face in the middle of the Super Bowl. We know he's not.
Oh, okay.
That's true. I forgot. I know.
Take his life into his real life. No, I don't think that if anything, I think it's gonna be, she's gonna want to move to another level and he's gonna want to stay where they are. That to me is more likely than them cheating. I think because I think she's gonna be like, okay, you've lasted longer than everybody else. Like, can we get some kind of like engagement or something? And he's gonna be like, I'm not ready to do that. I'm actually okay. Getting ready to go into the next season here. And she's like, oh, okay. And that's gonna be the part where she's gonna be like,
he's gonna go ready to go back to team color.
Team.
No.
I'm not even touching it. I'm not even touching it.
Now y'all don't want to go racial.
What do you mean by that?
I bet.
You give me clarity.
I'm trying to set us up for great content. Wow. Now y'all don't want to go racial. It's cool.
When September ends.
I bet. So we wait until September. We gonna stop right there. Because y'all don't want to roll with me, so I'm going to go.
You on your own.
Y'all going to leave me out there to die. And then they're going to cancel me, and then the pod going to be over. So when we going to talk about that?
Hey. We here. No canceling. No cancellations.
I bet.
You know?
I find that.
I was about to say, that's just a conversation for another day.
Exactly. I
can't even go there today.
This was impromptu. I was just making that little quick reference. I wasn't trying to go into the whole joint.
Travis going to go there in the summer. Watch now.
Listen.
Travis going right back in the summer.
Oh, man.
All right, fine. We'll keep it on another pop star who's also had some relationship issues in the oddly enough.
Oh, boy.
With Jay and Beyonce.
Oh, yeah.
The whole album got created off of
the whole elevator situation.
So y'all ain't touching none of this cheating shit today, basically.
No,
I ain't touching none of it. I bet. Cool. Fine.
Cowboy
Carter.
I'll be damned if I see another chick on his own.
Cowboy Carter, the country album from Beyonce, has been released.
It's number one, right? Number one country?
Is it?
I thought it was number one.
I mean, I don't fact check.
Yeah, I don't know.
You the fact check guy.
I'm the fact check guy.
I saw something like that. I'm not sure, though.
You
say what?
I think me?
Yeah, you said something. I didn't hear you.
I think I saw something like that.
Yeah, I thought it was number one. Let me double check.
Yeah.
Number one country album.
Is it a country album or is it a Beyonce album?
It's definitely a Beyonce album.
It's definitely a country album.
Whoa.
I mean, it's okay.
All right. Here we go.
I think. Yes.
React.
Sure.
Y'all duke it out. I'm going to sit back and chill.
A lot of country elements in there, which I do like, but she did what she said. She meant what she said. It's a Beyonce album. It's not a country album. It's like her take on it, and I like it.
I agree. It's not a traditional country album.
It's not traditional, but like I like that she included some very traditional elements of it. Like you can tell she's done her Virgo thing, her Beyonce thing, where she's detailed. She's done her research.
Standout record.
yeah, like this, she's going for that album of the year, basically.
All right.
That's definitely
What's your
So
favorite
you're
joint
saying-
on there by name?
Go ahead,
If
go
you know
ahead.
the names, I don't know all the names.
Of-
What's your standout record on that album?
On Cowboy Carter.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to start. There's a couple of there, but like the last 4, so I think it's Tyrant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Two Hands. That one.
Okay.
That
That was a good one.
was a good one. Yeah, that was a
cool
good one. Like that whole, I have to look at it because I'm like, let me see what this track list is. I was
Yeah,
on the
pull
way
it up.
here.
My standout is still a joint with Miley on there.
Really?
Yeah. As far as-
like why?
As far as what the album is meant to do, I think that is the perfect tie-in record to what her quote-unquote mission is with the album.
further explain.
Interesting.
With
Yeah.
what Jay-Z said
Uh-huh.
about her not getting the awards, and this young lady has had all the these accolades and she still hasn't won album of the year. With what he said, what she is trying to do with the album while still making it country-esque, but still
Yeah.
Beyonce, but
Right.
something that still appeal to the masses enough to where she might win an award off the record or album.
Mhm.
I think that's the one. It has the traditional country sound with some updated Beyonce-ish elements to it,
Okay.
but the vocal performance of both of them is like pretty stellar on that record, I think.
Okay.
And I'm not a big Miley fan. I
Yeah.
think that
That's why I'm
whole
like,
culture
ugh.
vulture conversation that we was having.
Right. She's definitely involved in that.
I was down with Michael made it. I had the Jordans on, and then I ran right back to,
Yeah.
So while y'all was beating me up about Justin, I'm gonna just throw that in there about
Yeah.
Miley
But
beforehand.
no, for real. I've seen a lot of takes on that, like where it's saying that, because Miley was definitely
Mm-hmm.
culture vulture. But then, she follows up with the song with Post Malone.
Oh,
And
about the what's
Levi's jeans.
the Levi jeans.
Yeah. And he's
Grabbing
also
his
culture
ass up.
vulture.
I'm
So,
gonna
like,
post. Oh,
I've seen,
Ooh.
he is.
White
I'm not
Iverson.
arguing. I'm
So
not
I've
arguing.
seen
White
takes where
Iverson.
they're saying like it's all a part of her message though. Like retaking that,
No
know?
doubt.
And also the whole thing of like if you want to express yourself, I guess, with the whole being genreless and like you should be able to dibble dabble in
Wherever
the
you wanna
genres.
go.
So like
Be
okay,
free.
if Miley wanted to do that, is it okay? If Post
Is it?
Malone wanted to do that, is it okay?
Is it? I
mean,
usually
she
look
had to
at it
get certain
differently.
names for the album though. To make it that big of an album, she had to have certain features on there. had
That
to.
too. It all plays into it. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of the bureaucratic or the red tape of
Mhm.
the industry.
Mhm.
And it's very meticulous in how she approached who she wanted to connect with and
Yes.
Sure.
how it was
Yeah,
made.
of
Because
course.
both of them have made country music,
and
more or
they both
less.
Right.
made other
Other music, yeah.
more lean to more urban
Mhm.
demographics.
Mhm.
So it was a good
Political play.
Post
or
Malone,
whatever
yes.
you wanna do.
I don't think Miley.
Molly didn't have that Mike Will made it joint.
Yeah, but
Let's
I think
stop-
that
let's
was.
stop.
I think going back to your Justin point, I think that was the producer, not the artist, and I
Okay,
think
but-
he actually was like, because they were supposed to have been fucking, from what I understand.
Interesting.
I think
So
so.
it's like-
I do recall some rumors like that.
Interesting. So you're
Yeah.
saying Mike Will made it fuck Miley's her?
This been that's
that's-
been speculated for a while.
Well,
I didn't
let's
know
they
not-
had
that.
like a
let's
little
I didn't know
relationship.
that.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was fucking Miley's
right.
her.
Okay. I mean, I
And,
heard the rumor.
All right.
I didn't
I heard
know
something
that.
like that.
So.
So I
Yeah.
think it's like, all right,
Just saying.
we getting it in. Like, yo, come lay these vocals for me. All right, babe.
I mean,
All right, babe.
All right,
Is that Miley Cyrus voice?
Yes,
All right, babe.
Yeah, whatever.
Because we won't stop.
Yeah,
Oh my
facts.
God.
We
Facts.
can't
Come lay these vocals
stop.
for me, and then we're gonna make this shit pop.
mhm.
So I think that
Oh,
is the
man.
producer, not
Okay.
the artist.
Again, but that's still urban music.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
I
Right.
bet.
Even
I
if
give you
it's
that.
the producers
Cool.
doing the work, I just
Mhm.
think it was for that demographic, right?
Yeah.
So I look at that and I say, okay, she's made urban music through Mike Will made it and her affiliation with him. And obviously Beyonce's made urban music. And then now also she's made country music.
Right.
Who doesn't remember The Climb, right? I mean, it's one of those songs that just goes, wow, my childhood. Nostalgia. But you go from that, you go to hip hop, and then you go back to that. That's just fine, which is your prerogative. And
Mhm.
now you can bring someone with you. That's what Miley Cyrus can do. She can, hitch the horse. Not that Beyonce needs to have her horse hitched in any capacity.
She does for this album. She does.
And I don't think she needed to, but I think
She
it does
does
help.
100% for this album.
It helps.
She does to get the appeal from the people that they're looking for the award from, she does need that.
Okay.
What people are you talking about?
The people that Jay was talking to.
What?
Yeah.
You talking about the people behind the curtain?
The people
Yes.
that Jay was talking to, and we're just
Yeah.
going to leave it there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the people that Jay was talking to, she needed certain aspects to this album to make it go where it's supposed to go. Because if she came out with another traditional Beyonce album, it's going to do the same fucking thing. And he's standing on the stage next year saying the same exact fucking thing. Great singles, but
so here's
no
my
collective
question.
album award.
Hot take time. Do you think that the people, because now this is a country,
I know
the
he's
people
doing this
behind
behind.
here-
Y'all can't
behind
see
the
this if you
curtain,
listen to the
right?
audio, but he doing some wild
behind
shit
the
with his
curtain,
hands.
right? The people, because now it's country, will give it its comeuppance. I'm doing a lot of callbacks today. Will they now give it its flowers because it's now the genre that represents a different.
That is the game that this album is representing.
Right.
But do you think now she'll get the album of the year that she's been waiting for because she's finally done something?
That Miley record is a slap. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a good song.
Like, I can see that setting her up.
Is
with
it better
something.
than Halo? Is it better than Lemonade's whole track list? Is it better than I don't think so. But I understand what you're saying.
I mean, this is not again, it's not her traditional album, so we can't really compare it to those works because she's doing something.
What did she
different.
say? You said it at the top. This is a what? Beyonce album.
Right.
We can compare all Beyonce albums to Beyonce albums.
I think this
So
one
either
is like,
you can't have it both ways. You can't say it's not a Beyonce album that you can't compare to other Beyonce albums, but yet it is a Beyonce album.
Yeah.
That's country. Either it's one or the other. You can't do it both ways.
I think you can for artists who have
now we doing it like
made a specific claim about what they're trying to do, and then like this.
Okay.
This is like a timepiece for Beyonce.
No, it's still a Beyonce album, though.
Sure, it is a Beyonce album, but it's not a Beyonce album that doesn't have a whole fucking 3-paragraph rollout to it. Because when has she ever gave a 3-paragraph rollout to her albums? The shit's drop, and then you find it on your phone. Hey, surprise album, Beyonce. Hey, surprise album, Beyonce. She was very meticulous in releasing Super Bowl commercials to say, hey, new Beyonce music is coming. I'm not going to release 2 country songs because y'all thought this was going to be some other shit, and now it's country. Oh, it's country. Then weeks later, hey, whole speech typed up by her and her publicist to say, this is what this album is going to represent.
Yes.
So I think the whole lens on this album is not, we got to look at this shit like, oh, it's just Beyonce. There's a specific mission and specific purpose for this album, which makes it a timepiece in her collection of work that's different from whatever she's tried to do before.
I disagree, though. I hear you. Very, very valid points being made.
How so?
Yes.
Very valid points being made. But I'm always saying, whenever she does something, she's always meticulous in her approach and how she does it. Whether it's a midnight drop, or it's her having her entire bringing out a whole HBCU band to do the show at Coachella, then put the movie with the show and the video, and it's a lot of. There's always a theatrical approach to Beyonce albums, at least for the last few that I remember. After I want to say I Am Sasha Fierce, I think is like after that. But what I'm saying
when the
is,
joint with Drunk
Baby
in Love
Is
came out,
You.
that was when her whole rollout situation changed.
changed. Yeah,
Yes.
changed a lot. Yes.
Her first surprise album.
Yes.
What was the name of that album?
I don't remember the
Beyonce,
names at
I
this
thought,
point.
or subtitled.
It's something fire. Just leave it there.
It
Don't
is
get me
Beyonce
started.
or some shit like
I was about
that.
to say, I thought it was Beyonce.
Yeah.
We can pull up the
The first
discography if you
surprise
wanna-
one she dropped.
discography.
That was in everybody's
Let
phone.
me see what we
Yeah.
let me see that.
I was overseas when I heard that. Well, I was home
But
from
what
overseas
I'm,
because I got my ass cut.
because we got to move forward. 'Cause I don't want to. Look, all I'm saying is, I look at Beyonce as an ever evolving artist.
Right.
Right. I don't pigeonhole her to one style and then now she's making a whole change to another style. No, she's always had elements of country because that's when she went over to the country and she performed. Even though she didn't get appreciated and approved and all that, she still went because she was able to, in her heart and mind, go to that place. She's a black girl from the country, like
Right.
so. It's not like she's not expressing a side of her in this album. To me, she's just simply showing another layer of what she already is. That's why I don't take it into another category. No, she is a part. This album is a part of Beyonce
Yeah.
as a whole, not oh, this is one thing you leave to the side and everything else is over this way. We have to separate it. No, this is one complete package. And Beyonce is telling beautiful stories throughout the entire, you know what I mean? And this is where we landed on this side of who she is. That's all I'm thinking. And when I hear the music, it sounds like her. It don't, and like even when the joint, when she started getting like what she say? I forget the lyrics. When she talking about pop the booty or something like that. Don't mess me up.
Bucking.
Yes.
That's
your John. That's your John, right? And it's like she's still Beyonce. That's
right. But
I hear it.
Two things can be true
at the same time. Yes,
at the same time.
Yeah, right.
It is this and it is that. It is definitely both. That lady is strategic in every.
Yeah.
It's her. She's honoring herself. She's honoring history. Doing all this, but there is a plan there. There's a plan there. She's gunning for that. He went out there. He said that speech. Then she drops this.
Come on, man.
So yes.
Yeah.
So, but this is basically like a big like. Now prove it to me that y'all not gonna give it to me.
Oh.
What I'm saying.
You know, I want to know what's going to happen.
You know who I want to know? Whose opinion I want to know? I want to know your opinion. EFS family, if you got an idea or comment, make sure you comment down below. What do you think about Cowboy Carter? Is it a Beyonce album or is it a country album?
My opinion.
Comment down below.
That shit hurt my head to sit through.
You're not a fan.
It hurt your head to sit through.
It hurt my head to sit through.
It's like you're not a fan.
Wow,
man.
I ain't saying, and I know that.
I mean, I can
crazy.
understand that.
I'm sorry if that sounds like I'm bashing Queen.
Go listen to Single Ladies, man. Relax.
Please. And that ain't my shit either. That ain't my shit either.
Which one you like? It's not like you don't like no Beyonce songs.
No, literally, I was about to say, he ain't Beyonce.
His album though it hurt to sit through. One just because of that shit. I ain't a country nigga. Like,
but the last
I'm not even
songs.
like black country because I'm from the city. No, I'm just like I do
Delaware's
like
the first southernmost. What's how you say it? It's
and I'm not from here.
I know. I never said you was from here.
And even still, like, just my point is, it's sonically, and it hurt to sit through some of it just because it don't sit with me. But I did gain some level of appreciation for the musicality of it.
Exactly.
But it also hurt my head because knowing all of that shit and my take on the album before it even released, it was like, all right, listening to it, I'm listening for everything. Like, what the fuck is actually going on here? And then she's got the samples from the TV and like the shit like coming in between the records. So I'm like, all right, what is she really trying to do here? And a lot of that shit I don't really understand. So I'm just sitting there like I'm hearing shit. I'm like listening.
He's
to
not
shit.
in the hive, so he's not putting it all together.
Yeah. So for me,
you didn't like Bodyguard?
Bodyguard is good.
That was the one.
Julius.
Oh yeah. Nah. I mean,
I'm not gonna say no. That's a T right there. That's a T right there. He don't know about that.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
don't know about
clearly
you.
not. Clearly not.
He's not in the hive,
don't
so
know.
he
I'm
don't
not in the
know.
hive. I'm
You
not
don't
in the
know.
hive. I'm going along because again, I gotta give y'all. I gotta talk about this shit, and at the same time, I'm really trying to see where she's going with it because again, the whole reclaiming of the country. It's like I'm cool with that.
So
like,
hot take. Is this album better than Justin Timberlake's?
Beyonce did?
Yeah.
Fuck
Do you
no.
even have to?
Wow.
Oh my God!
Wait.
Fuck
You
no.
talking about getting canceled? Hold on.
Nah.
Let me finish the sentence. Maybe you'll change your opinion.
The white man's album is better than
stop.
Beyonce's album. I'm sorry.
He said that.
Yo, he really said that. I'm like, oh my God.
No.
Wait. Wow. I can't believe he said that.
We got the 9 episodes and
Yo,
now it's
can't
over.
see me.
No.
Cancel me.
Please
I'm
do
being
not come after
sacrificial
this
lamb.
man.
Please,
don't.
Hive.
Boy.
Please, Hive.
don't.
I'm gonna save this. Please wait. Just give me a moment. Okay.
I was gonna
Listen,
say,
hold
how
on.
could you even ask
Hold
that
on,
question?
hold on.
And
I
he
wasn't
straight
done.
up said.
I wasn't even done the question. He just jumped out on the ledge. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Come here.
Oh my
Come
goodness!
here.
Exactly.
I was gonna finish.
It's out there now.
No,
It is
I was
out
gonna
there. You
finish
said
the
it.
comment. Is Beyonce's country album
Oh my God!
better than Justin Timberlake's country album? Jesus.
Oh,
He's straight
my
up
bad.
saying-
Calm down.
Wow.
Calm down.
He's already said his stance. I'm sorry.
No,
He said his
I
stance.
know. It's
I
too
never
late
really,
now.
I don't really remember Man in the
Yeah,
Woods.
Exactly,
thanks.
exactly.
All right, appreciate it.
So,
Thanks, man.
sure,
All right, man.
yeah.
Appreciate the EFS pod. This
One
is our
for-
last
one for
episode.
Beyonce. I'm
Thank
sorry.
you so much, Hive. It was a great run. Go ahead and check out now.
Oh my God,
Man.
that was crazy.
Just like, we got to edit that out, bro. What's going on here?
I'm standing on that.
You standing on it, huh?
Standing on it.
Wow.
Wow.
All right. All right.
Have you heard Technicolor
That's
yet?
gonna go. That's gonna go viral. I've heard the
Have
album.
you heard Love and War yet?
It was a 3.5 out of 5 for me.
That's nuts.
Ooh.
That's crazy.
That's what it was for me.
That's
It wasn't
crazy.
even the best JT album.
No, it wasn't.
That's why I'm like,
And this ain't the best Beyonce album. either.
Okay.
From
All
we
right.
just
You're just gonna
keep it
add
I
salt
mean-
to the wound.
100% funky.
You just don't even care at
Shouts
this
to the
point.
Queen Bee.
Oh,
I'm
my
sorry
goodness.
that shit didn't connect with me.
Yeah, let's change topics, please.
Yeah.
J.
Moving
Cole.
on because
So J. Cole. We're going to reel it back in.
Yes.
yes.
Because somebody whose black and album is amazing, we're going to go there.
Yeah.
J. Cole.
J. Cole responded. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. If going back to the
It
old
dropped
pod,
out of nowhere on their asses,
Yeah.
and it was very unexpected that J. Cole would release a whole body of work because I thought he was working up towards the fall off,
Right.
which is supposed to be his last album. I don't believe that's going to be his last album, but that was supposed to be the next drop from what I was thinking.
Yep.
But rumblings was, oh, he's working on music, and then boom, whole album with a Kendrick diss on the end of it.
yeah.
React.
You want to react first this time?
Take the floor, somebody, because
mean-
I almost got us canceled.
I got this. Yes, I'm gonna take that.
Yeah, go ahead. You've been waiting for this, so
Because
go
this
ahead.
is what I. Hey, how
yes.
you doing?
Yes.
Let me just say this.
Oh my God, the
J.
applause.
Cole.
Mm.
You know, man, when you do it, you did it, buddy. You did it, and it was so tactful. I mean, tactful. Excuse me. He because here's what I want to understand. Like, J. Cole didn't bring out the broadsword. He didn't come guns blazing, right? He came with a 9mm, right?
Wait, you talking about the album specifically or just
I'm
the diss?
talking about the diss.
All right, let's keep
Specific to the diss.
Let's keep it
With the
on-
album, fire.
Okay.
Top to bottom, it's a good listen. 43 minutes straight fire. I listened to it. Even got Cam on there. Come on. Oh, Dipset energy. I love that
Yeah,
energy.
that one I was like,
I
woo,
loved it. I
okay.
loved it. I was just like, yes. Like, it brought me back some nostalgia.
I
It
would
just was-
say that for me was one of the standout records on the album.
Yes.
The
Oh.
shit with Cam.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just because that's one of my favorite Dipset songs.
Yep.
And
So
the way
it was a
Joel's-
callback. It was
so,
like,
yeah,
it was
that
good
was fire.
feelings. It was good feelings.
That
Like,
was fire.
it felt like what I was talking about earlier, that rebirth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see hip hop as a phoenix, and sometimes it'll fly and bright and do its thing, then it burns up, and then it comes from the ashes and starts all over again. And it's starting all over again. It feels like I feel like we're going back from where we were. You know, the ringtone and mumbles and all that. Now we go into some real bars, and even in the diss, it was like, I'm here and I'm ready to do this. If you want this smoke, I'm fully loaded and ready to go. This is a warning. If like that was a A+, this was a great solid B.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like a B plus song that could address everything that he needs to address without taking any like nasty shots. It wasn't nothing. It was respectful. He even said brother in that mug. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
he
brother,
did.
I'm
He
just
did.
like if you I don't want to do this to my brother, but at the same time,
You call, yeah.
if you want the smoke, I am fully ready to give it to you.
So you're taking the stance that like that was a better diss verse.
A better
Ooh,
song.
Oh.
Better
okay.
song.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, you got like when you're looking at beef, it's not to me. This is neither of these were like it wasn't a sniper rifle shot to the head.
Not
These
to
were
J. Cole from Kendrick. He did.
I think it was.
He
it
might
was
have not
more,
pulled the trigger to Drake's head, but he definitely
He's
put the
aiming.
gun to
He's
Drake's
definitely-
head
he's definitely
and said,
aiming, yes.
"Move, nigga, and I'm shooting you."
right.
Like,
I agree with that.
not
But-
J. Cole.
But
So-
here's the problem, right? Because he addressed both of them. And this was what it gets me, because I'm in, it is WrestleMania season. It's like a triple threat
today,
match.
actually.
Yes.
Wow.
It's a triple threat match. J. Cole doesn't have to beat either of them in order to win this. He has to just outlast and outperform. If he does that, he has Dreamville coming up. So everybody's gonna go see J. Cole at his concert.
I'd love
Right.
to go to that show.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't, right? He just dropped a fire mixtape, which he's on a roll right now. He's been lacing every feature. Like, he's literally doing the most out of everybody in this whole conversation. Kendrick isn't putting out as much as J. Cole at the clip and at the quality level, right? Drake isn't putting
We'll
out
get to that.
Drake isn't putting out as much at the clip at the quality level.
The clip, yes. He puts out more music than J. Cole.
At the quality. That's why I put the two together, the clip and the quality level. So J. Cole's in the best position in this entire thing because he's put out the first diss back. So now Kendrick has to make a statement back to J. Cole, but yet Drake still is in the outskirts and he ain't say nothing yet. So it really puts J. Cole in the position I had him before, which is at the top. Because I feel like he's not, when it comes to this rapping, he does not play games.
He's very consistent.
Very consistent and very good quality. Very good quality. You don't hear bad verses from J. Cole. If you know one, tell me. If you know a bad J. Cole verse, tell me what it is.
I'll have to think back. This ain't about that. So I ain't
I was
trying
about
to
to say,
I'm just laying my claim. I want to
give the man his props here.
Yeah.
I did not have much negative to say about the album outside of the one song with Homeboy from the UK. That was
you don't like that? It's a different,
yeah.
You don't like different a lot. You know, I noticed that with the whole Beyonce. You don't like that.
That's not true. I'm just saying that song didn't do it for me. And it was like a cool little bop, but my take on the album, my take on the disc, because we got
both. Do both.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's see on the album.
The album to me is a great collection of songs that I think he had in the tuck.
I completely agree.
That he said that, I could probably throw these out right now to fit to the moment and get the people going because I ain't really put out a full body of work in a little bit.
Yeah, and I thought this was just a
mixtape. The off season, which I think is his second best album easily in his discography.
I like this one better, honestly.
But this is close. This had a little bit less messaging than the off season because a lot of those records had specific topics, like the joint "Pride of the Devil" with Lil Baby, like that, like those kind of songs, like actually they make you think. You know what I'm saying? So this was a lot less like make you think, but like make you listen more or less because like now I'm trying to rap my ass off,
right?
Which is what he's been like clear and like this is my stance. Like I'm trying to out rap these niggas, and that's just what the fuck I do.
Right.
I like his beat selection on the album. I liked it a lot of the beats, and this is maybe my fucking sick brain, but I like that a lot of beats was like dark beats. Like it wasn't like feel good music.
Yeah.
It was like listen and go to a different place with me because I'm about to like say some shit on here. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that because it was only like one feel good song.
Yeah, and it was a girl joint. The joint that you like.
Yeah. I was like, I like that one.
Yeah.
But
and
it
nothing
didn't
ever wrong with that song, but outside of that, everything else
but
was
this
like...
was like very...
It was a dark album.
Was.
And
I
just
think it
like,
needed to be that way too.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
And I like that shit. Like a lot of the music that the shit that I ride to is like, again, make you think, make you feel something just off of the beat that's on. It's not like bouncy, like it has a bop to it, but it's not. It's like, all right, okay, where he going with this?
Yes.
Great workout playlist to me in my
all facts.
This whole album,
and I ain't worked out to it yet. I ain't worked out to it.
I'm like,
I'm going to my next session. I'm definitely going because I wanted to listen to it first before I actually, because I don't like to, because you have to listen to the album. Like you can't just like hear that shit and just let it play in the background. You got to connect with it and hear what he's saying, like bar for bar, and his cadence and rapping is like so fire. It's like he playing with pockets and he playing with the beat in a certain way that I'm like, all right, what is he saying while he's doing this shit? Because a lot of rappers can flow, but I think he has a great ability to like say different things while he's flowing that makes it like, say, compared to like a Meek Mill. Because not to diss Meek Mill or anything like that, but he don't really be saying that much when he's flowing.
Ooh,
but J. Cole can do that same thing, but then add in like
storytelling,
valuable like
things.
storytelling lines and shit that makes you actually oh shit, did you hear that? Like that kind of shit. I heard a lot of that on the album. This is just like 2 spins in. So going back on it, I'm still not catching everything off of just those 2 spins. I'm gonna go back to it, but then hear it in different situations. The diss, I like the diss just because one calculated response in a time.
Light work.
Drake, the clock is ticking. Like I'm just gonna be 100% honest. The clock is ticking now, bro, because you got 2 great pieces of music from 2 gentlemen that you in competition with, and they going at each other, but you in the mix too. So what the fuck you gonna do?
It's a triple threat match.
Off Drake, because he out of there now. Because we're gonna talk about what happened. But either way, that I like that it started off playful in a sense,
Mhm.
and I'm a big fan of like 2-part songs. Like when you
Right.
switch the beat on me, I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
hear what else. After the
Okay.
first part is already a bop or already something I connect to.
Okay.
When you switch the beat, my ears already go like, oh, it's like
Mhm.
an eargasm kind of
Yes,
like, oh shit,
yes.
like what we got now, like some new shit.
Mhm.
You know, I like that he chose Conductor for the second beat,
Mhm.
which is, you know, a more underground producer.
Mhm.
So as soon as I heard that, I'm like, oh, okay, where we going? And then
Mhm.
he ended the shit, which is the last shit on the album, dark beat. And now I'm
Mhm.
gonna go cadence, flow, and I'm gonna like play with you on the way out and let you know that, bro, like you do good shit, but bro, I do something
Right.
different. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think that
Arms too short to box with the guy.
yeah, and I
Mhm.
think he's really trying to stamp his position as like I'ma just out rap you niggas,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And I think Kendrick's verse was great.
Mhm.
And I'm not shitting on it, but it had a lot of like, I don't want to say gimmicky, but it had some of that to it just because
was
it's like the
catchy.
and then the bum and
Yep.
all that shit. It's like
Bum.
right,
It was
like
catchiness.
it
Mhm.
helps to
Mhm.
connect with people, but J. Cole like I ain't on that shit. Like
It's bar.
I'm gonna just give you
Right. I'm here to rap.
and then on the way
That's what I'm here for.
right, you know. So I like that. Very good response. I
Yeah.
like that he kept it like I like, you know, I don't want to have to shoot you, but I'm gonna shoot you if I got to, like that
Right.
kind of shit.
Right.
You know, I like that he gave him respect on it. I
Mhm. Mhm.
do
I agree
think
with
that from here it gets interesting
it
as
does.
far as what happens next.
Yeah.
I don't know if Kendrick responds back.
That's what I'm saying.
J. Cole's gonna go quiet because now he's just
Of
like,
course.
all
I
right,
did
chess
my-
piece on the board.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my
Check.
feet up and I'm just
Yeah.
gonna wait.
Check.
Yeah.
With a whole bunch of other fire shit that y'all can listen to now, and then you know,
Mhm.
so
Because going back to album to album, which album is better?
Mhm.
We Don't Trust You. Might Delete Later.
might delete later, hands down, easy.
That's
For me,
to
for my
that's
taste
the
in music.
win.
For me, my
That's
taste
the
in music.
win.
Mhm.
Because if
You
he
know?
gets number one,
Mhm.
if he can get number one with Might Delete Later, it changes the conversation.
I mean, it's gonna move
Boom.
numbers just because of what happened on the album. People are gonna go listen to it.
I know.
Right.
So I think that it's a
Tactful.
win for
Right.
him.
Or tactical.
know?
I should say
Mhm.
that. It's
Mhm.
tactful and tactical.
Mhm. Mhm.
Conversation we opening up here though, since we talk about the album, and since on the record he spoke about Kendrick's albums.
Mhm.
I posted it online yesterday.
Yep.
Better discography between those two.
I love this discussion. But here we have to have a conversation now.
Let's have it.
What are we concluding in the discography?
I'm just saying go. I ain't saying
Because-
nothing yet.
because when we talk about discography, let's talk about all the work, not just the albums, all the work
Mm.
that is released with the name J. Cole, with the name Drake, with the name.
You talking about features?
I'm talking about the work. See, that's it. You come up because when you put out music, you don't put out the music that is only on your album. You put out music with features. You put out music for soundtracks.
I'm talking
put out
about
music-
I'm talking about
See,
albums.
but that changes the discussion because some artists will make more money off of features, off of songs with soundtracks, off of songs that are sync licensed. It's a different discussion if you're gonna say only include albums, don't include all the verses that you put in, because that's still work that you do as an artist.
But we talk. What I'm referring to specifically is collective albums. I'm talking about freaking Born Sinner versus Good Kid, Mad City, like that. Like those
That's
albums
fine.
where it's
Keep it
just
basic.
me.
That's
I'm not
the
talking about
albums.
the
But-
Dreamville compilations. I'm not talking about
That's
the
what I'm
features
saying.
and all that
You're-
shit. I'm talking about
Mhm.
studio albums released by this artist, only with this artist name on it, and whoever's features they decided to put on the albums.
But here's the
Body
beauty.
of work, go.
Here's the problem, right? Because there's times when J. Cole does no features on his album.
Sure, but it's still an
Yeah, so
album.
that's
It's
part
still
of
an
the
album that
album
he
talk,
put out.
I
though.
understand
Yeah.
what you're saying. So when we're looking at it, right?
But when you tell a nigga your first shit was like your last shit was tragic, like that, when you talk about that, then you got to put what you put out versus what I put out and go. Like go.
All right, go ahead. Present the case, because I'm good where I'm at.
I'm torn because
Ooh,
for me,
you're
I'm a
torn.
very big fan
Wow.
of both of these. But the thing that I seen all over the internet yesterday was a bunch of Kendrick hate, which I was not a fan of, and I'm
Yeah.
like, and that's the point where I gotta feel like I gotta go over hard for Kendrick, and then make it seem like I'm a Cole hater because
Mm.
I appreciate both of their collections of music, and if I'm just gonna be honest, all of J. Cole's albums was not that fire either.
Interesting. So
For
He's
Your
not
Eyes Only,
lying.
not that fire.
Wait,
Okay.
which one? Which one?
For Your
For Your
Eyes
Eyes
Only.
Only, not that fire.
Let me-
Worst
Yeah.
let me
album he
pull
put out.
Let me pull up.
I have it here.
There's only 4 albums. I
He
gotta remember.
has
which
it here.
Exactly.
Let me pull up J. Cole's album.
If we're gonna go just back to mixtapes, which we will for both of them. Truly Yours, Truly Yours, The Come Up, The Warm Up, Born Sinner,
Mm-hmm.
Cold World, Sideline Stories, his first actual studio album. Friday Night Lights, mixtape, but we'll count it as a body of work. For Your Eyes Only, didn't fuck with it. KOD, The Off Season, and Forest Hill Drive. And now Might Delete Later.
Exactly.
Mm.
And that's why it gets so interesting. when you start
Kendrick.
talking about the Jones.
Kendrick, going back to his early work, C4 in 2009. Heard
Mhm.
that. The Kendrick Lamar EP, 2009.
Didn't hear that.
2010, Overly Dedicated. Section 80, 2011, stellar fucking project. His first actual studio album was Good Kid, Mad City.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
After that, he did To Pimp a Butterfly. Then from there, the Untitled, the Unmastered album. From
You count
there,
those?
Damn, next, Mr. Morale and the Big Stepper. Yes, I do count it.
Okay.
Okay.
So what we saying?
I'm saying it's not that far off if
Right.
we go into all this Kendrick hate.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that.
Because all
I'm
this
okay
To
with
Pimp
not
a
far off.
Butterfly slander, I'm not going for.
Okay.
So you're saying
I'm
he
not going
wasn't
for To Pimp a Butterfly
he wasn't
slander.
he wasn't accurate in his statement on the verse?
I mean, for a diss, like sure.
Oh,
Because he's calculated enough to know the albums that people wasn't fucking with to say,
Right.
all right, I'm going to use
Right,
this
to
as
point
my
those out.
as
Yeah.
a blemish or a chink in your armor to come at you on a song with.
Uh-huh.
But if you're going to chink my armor, I'm sure Kendrick's looking right now like, what were they saying about For Your Eyes Only album?
Mhm.
I'm going back to write my next verse towards you now.
That's
You
fair.
got chinks in your
Yeah.
armor too,
That's
Cole.
fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You got chinks
I
in
don't
your
have a
armor
problem.
too.
I don't have a problem with that. But
Mhm.
I'm saying if you so go what's the number one? I'm gonna go album for album. We'll go back and forth like it's a Pokemon
Yeah.
game.
All right, bet.
So
Yeah.
what's the number one Kendrick album you want to throw up?
Number one, as
Yeah.
far as critically acclaimed, the one that everybody fucked with the most, Mass Appeal, Damn.
Ooh, okay.
You going Damn?
Yeah.
That's his biggest Mass Appeal album.
This is
Born-
true.
Born
I agree with
Sinner.
that.
Born Center.
Damn
for Cole?
smashes Born Sinner.
I don't think so.
Damn smash, and that's my favorite Cole album.
So that,
I said
what are
that.
we
I'm
saying
on
then?
record.
So
But
what are we
Damn
saying?
smashes anything.
Mm.
I ain't gonna say anything. Damn smashes that album
Stop.
collectively.
Now you just
It smashes that album collectively.
She knows, and I know she knows.
Sure.
And I know she
I
knows.
don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Okay, Power
I'm
Trip.
willing to die for this shit. My ticket life for this. Smash on that album.
Got me out.
Rihanna, loyalty, like that album was his biggest fucking album to date.
On
So if
my
you put
way,
it up
on my
against
way, on my way now.
one of Cole's
On my
albums
way,
that's
on my
not
way,
even
on my
his
way
best
now.
considered album, if you put that up against Forest Hill Drives, then we can have a little bit more of a conversation about that. I still think Damn wins versus Forest Hill Drive. Like, I still think Damn wins versus Forest Hill Drive.
Crooked Smile. I'm sorry.
Great.
I'm saying this album, to me, solidified. Oh, J. Cole is not just playing an artist that can be one of the greats. He will be one of the greats.
But
That's
that was
when
his second album, and that was really his coming of age. Like now, I'm actually here. After the first album, which people said was I.
I think he had a lot of outside
Cold World
influence.
Sideline Story.
I think he
People
had a
did
lot of
not.
outside influence on that. But even
Yeah,
still, it was
Jay.
still fire joints
But
on
so
there.
did Kendrick, TDE.
So I'm looking
And
at
if you just want to go first album for first album, classic versus Sideline Stories, if people was like, oh, he can rap, but this album is kind of cool. Versus Good Kid, Mad City, which is a classic. If we just considering what the industry says.
Good Kid, Mad City is fire. We're not going to even argue that. That's why I thought you were going to go with first. I was like, wait, you went with Damn first?
But
Okay.
I just went with his biggest album.
That's fine. That's fine. So
Good Kid, Mad City was a big album, but it wasn't as big as Damn as far as like the whole world now is fucking with Kendrick like that.
Yes.
Hip hop was fucking with Kendrick off of Good Kid, Mad City because it was a
Yes.
stellar album in the hip hop community, and
Yes.
white people got a hold of it and was like, oh, this is kind of cool too. When Damn came out, that shit was Kendrick is through the fucking roof.
I agree with that. That's why I'm saying I like Born Sinner up against that. To me, you want to take the dub? Okay, you got the dub on that one.
1-0 for
Okay,
Kendrick.
so then I'm gonna
and
go.
I love you, Cole. I'm
gonna
sorry.
go, and
I'm
now
sorry you
it's
gotta
my
do
my
this.
turn. 2014 Forest Hill Drive. Go.
Good Kid, Mad City, 2-0.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
2-0.
I don't think so.
2-0.
I don't think so. With 2014 Forest Hill Drive, he has
2-0.
bangers after bangers after bangers after bangers, bro.
You can play Good Kick Mad City from the top to the bottom.
And so can you 2014 Forest Hill Drive. You can actually play the live version of the album and have a good time, right? Love Yours. Love Yours. I'm just saying, Wet Dreams. Come on.
I wasn't really fucking with that Wet Dreams record like that.
Oh, you really don't like Cole.
I just said
Oh my God.
No role models to speak of.
Sure.
Searching through my memory.
Do I have to? I'm not going to sit and sing all the songs
I'm
on
not
Good
saying.
Kick Mad City.
I'm just
Because I
giving you.
can sit here and sing that whole album from front to back.
I
Like,
understand. I'm just giving you the opportunity. Okay, so you're saying 2.
and there was a lot
mind.
of, if you want to be honest, when Forest Hills came out, that album was not that critically acclaimed early. That had to sit with people for like a year, and then it was like, oh, this is a great album. Good Kid, Mad City motherfuckers out the gate was like, oh shit, who is this kid from Compton that like?
Yes, I agree with that.
Classic piece of work.
It's not always how you start; it's how you finish. That's how I see it, at least.
I mean,
but that's my
sure.
conversation.
But if you just go on the first 2, like that's 2-0 Kendrick for me for sure.
Sure, go ahead. Then go ahead. What's up next? What you got?
I mean, who you talking about, Kendrick or Cole?
Kendrick. Go ahead. Who's your next offer for Kendrick?
To Pimp a Butterfly, because I see that shit get a bunch of hate, and I don't.
Off season.
I get out to the off season.
Hey, we on the board, baby.
Just because it's off season,
Finally on the board.
had more of a like, oh, everybody's fucking with it. But To Pimp a Butterfly was a stellar fucking album to me,
I appreciate the
and very different from in a time where people was making one kind of music. Kendrick said, "I'm gonna come out and make a different kind of album. Here's what I got. I'm gonna rap my ass off." And if I'm just being honest, the back half of the whole To Pimp a Butterfly album, to me, it does not get enough credit.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's fine. Even
One
though
song on
he won
there
a Pulitzer
changed my
Prize
whole
for it.
perspective of Kendrick, because it's like, I see where he went with that shit. Mortal Man. Have you ever listened to that record? Like,
Yes.
really, really listened to that song?
Yes.
That's on the back half of it. The other shit he had, damn, I forget the name of it. The shit we had with Tizzler on the fucking chorus. The Blacker the Berry, the Sweeter the Juice.
Black of the
joint.
berry.
That
Sweet
joint.
as the juice. The black of the berry.
And this is the back half of the album. So, like, I love that album way. And I got flack from a lot of my homies like, oh, you fuck with that? So I'm like, yes, this album is great.
Still the off season.
That was the one that got Michelle Obama on fucking Kendrick.
She's on board.
So,
Yeah.
you know.
Because we know the streets respect Michelle Obama.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Because I also like the fucking off-season album a lot. So,
Right.
you know.
So
Do I
we
like
up,
it as
we,
much as?
we up next? We up next over here?
Go ahead.
Can I throw might delete later?
Oh, really?
I think it's too soon for that.
Oh,
That's what I was going
you
to
see
say.
what he just did?
No, but I was
You
going to
see
ask
what
you
he
the same
just
thing.
did?
You don't think
You
it's too
can't do that.
soon?
No, because you
just
said
came out.
You just said the discography was up. You did not say
Oh, we're being
when.
technical.
You
we're
did
being
not
technical.
say when it was released.
You
You
did
said
say
the
it.
discography was
He's
up.
doing the semantics
Nah,
thing.
you can't do that. You just you
Oh my
told
God.
me
You said
at the
that.
start of the battle.
It's part of it.
It's
So-
part of his
So
discography.
what are you putting that up against? Mr. Morale and the Big Stepper?
And you know we gonna
Because right
eat.
now, I'm still
Might
going with
delete
Mr.
later.
Morale and the
Nah,
Big
stop
Stepper.
it. Stop
Just
it.
because I've had
Are
time
you
to sit
surprised?
with
Are
that
you
album for longer.
surprised?
Stop it.
Just because I've had time to sit with that
Stop
album
Right.
for
I was
longer.
about to say, now
Come
you know
on,
him.
That
that's
cultural
smoke, bro.
impact of that
That's
album
smoke,
Yeah.
bro.
was fucking stellar.
That's smoke, bro.
This is
Right.
internet, like, and
That's
this was,
fine.
and
Because
not
you know what-
saying
you
that
know
I'm
what's
shitting on
funny?
it. This was a bunch of throwaway Cole records.
It says throwaway.
These are
And
throwaway Cole
If your
records.
I can
garbage is
low-key
better
agree
than
with that.
if your garbage can stand up against someone's best, that says something.
I'm not saying it's.
If your
I'm not saying
throwaways
it's
can stand up, you said it's a throwaway. If
I
your
said it's
throwaway,
throwaways.
the things you throw away are standing up against
No, it just
someone's
means
greatest.
these don't fit on my actual project that I'm putting out.
Come
Then
on,
teasing for the past couple of years
Come
to fall
on,
off, to
dog.
fall
And
off,
it
to
still
fall off, to fall off.
stands.
Right,
and it
right,
still
right, right.
stands, and it's still reputable enough to stand up against the quote unquote one of the greats. That's what I'm trying to tell you about Cole.
Okay.
And the great part about this conversation right now, because if this was a Pokemon battle, you have just used your last thing you could throw at me.
No, I'm not. Section 80.
All right, Section 80, the warm up. Let's go.
Oh,
Wash.
wow. Ooh.
What? So
Wash.
both of them washed out, you
It's a
saying?
wash. And if you
Okay.
actually want me to take an actual stance on it, I might lean a little bit more into Section 80 than
know.
That's
the
fine.
warm up.
You can lean that way because you're about to run out. KOD.
I ain't like that album like that.
Do you have anything? Do you have anything to throw against it?
So you could throw any one of Kendrick's works up there. Untitled, Unmastered. I'm probably going to...
Nah, I'm not getting that. Cold World. Do you have anything to throw?
Listen.
Boom.
We can go to Kendrick
The attack
Lamar,
just landed.
It
was very effective.
Just because he has more projects than him.
I'm going to
better
greatness.
discography.
It speaks to, it's the LeBron debate. It's the LeBron debate.
You going with more again.
You have more work that you've done. And we're not even talking about features. We're not talking about everything else. I still got more albums to name if you want to keep going. Okay?
He ain't got that many more. So what you saying?
Truly yours. Let's throw that one out there.
You still ain't throwing For Your Eyes Only. That
For Your Eyes Only coming. Okay?
On,
the come up is coming. I'm just saying, you got, like, Cole has more work. He outworks Kendrick. If you do the, probably a 2-to-1, maybe even more than that. All the songs that J. Cole has, that's what a complete discography is. All the work, not just the albums, all the work that they've done versus all the work Kendrick's done. He's outworking him. That's what I'm saying. And at the clip of his ability, that's why he's in the #1 conversation for me.
You're still arguing quantity versus
I was about to
quality.
say, but what about what they're talking about? What about the subject matter?
Tell me the bad J. Cole verse. Tell me the bad J. Cole verse.
There's some bad verses on For Your Eyes Only if I want to go through the whole album. My shit about to die and I'm going to run out of battery and I got to deliver my quote in about 2 minutes. But like, there's some bad verses on there. Some bad verses on the first album, the Sideline Story shit. It's some bad verses on fucking one of his early. Like,
there's some bad Kendrick verses too.
I'm not saying it's not.
I'm just saying.
All I'm saying is overall quality. All the Kendrick hate that I'm seeing, that shit ain't cool to me.
He has less opportunities shooting the shots. That's why he's like, if he only shoots when he's very ready and very prepared and closest to the basket, that to me tells me that you're not a better shooter. You just take less shots.
Your percentage is higher than you're a better shooter.
But no, that does not mean that because you can make, if one person shoots one 3-point shot and then he makes it, he has 100%.
We got people. This is like the NBA rule, like only considered for this award with so many attempts. They both are way up on attempts. Like we're not worried about.
No, they're not way up on attempts. If you look at the complete works, you're looking only at the albums. I'm talking about everything he does, how many features he's on, how many soundtracks he's on, like all of the work he has to do. That means you can't miss when you're on a feature. You can't get ate up
on the fucking Dreamville compilation album 1 and 2.
That's cap.
Like it's
That's cap.
It's not like
cap.
he shoots 100% every fucking time he raps.
He's
like,
shooting 85 at least.
Sure, and Kendrick's shooting 85 to 90. So,
but he's only taking 4 shots. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Like you act like Kendrick hasn't done features in his career. You have it like Kendrick hasn't hopped on a DJ Khaled album on a song with J. Cole and had a better verse than J. Cole on that song on DJ Khaled album from way back.
If he wasn't dissing the 2 GOATs, right, we wouldn't be talking about Kendrick Lamar right now.
So what? I'm gonna insert myself into the conversation. Yeah,
that's fine.
I'm here now. What's up? The boogie, the Candyman. I'm back.
Candyman,
right.
Candyman can come, but he's still black, so he's showing up late. So that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Kendrick is always late to the party talking about, I'm the greatest of all time. Black of the berry. Like you're late. You're late, Kendrick. You're late, Kendrick. Where you been at?
He's the guy that doesn't fuck with the party, but has to show up because it's, you gonna come?
And there's a guy who's been at the party, who's showing up to the games night in, night out, and you can't beat a champ if you don't box anybody. You can't beat a champ. You're not throwing any swings consistently. You're just coming in the ring. I'm the best, and throw a punch. And then leave the ring. No, that's not a best fighter.
But if I'm jumping in the ring, I'm knocking niggas out every time I jump in the ring. You got to consider me as one of the best.
No, that does not make you one of the best.
Listen,
right?
man. You
have to stay in the ring and fight. You can't just throw a punch and then run away.
There's another nigga in the ring who knocks some niggas out, but then
I'm not giving that.
The rest of the time, you're just playing defense. Yeah. I'm coming in, boom. Like I'm here now.
So you're telling me that the hit that he just hit on J. Cole and Drake was enough to knock out J. Cole and Drake?
No, because my stance has been consistent from the jump that shit was not a direct shot at J. Cole. J. Cole is just like, all right, it's rap time now. So
Right.
I'm gonna do what rappers do, and I'm gonna get in the conversation myself.
Exactly. Yeah.
That shit again. He put the gun to Drake's head to say, "What are you gonna do?" And now if you move, I'm gonna shoot you. Like Kendrick and J. Cole, they fuck with each other, and maybe not like heavy like they used to before, but they got a healthy respect for each other.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm gonna go in on you. That's why Cole went in the way he did. I'm super respectful. I'm gonna put my bow tie on when I diss you, and then I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and then I'm gonna get out of here and go back to listening to Minister Farrakhan, which he said on the album.
Yep.
So like that's different.
Yeah.
I don't think Kendrick actually likes Drake.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
So for me, it's a different thing.
Yeah.
I know he doesn't trust him.
That's a different thing. Like, that's a whole different thing.
Yes.
So from my perspective, the whole J. Cole response, I like it, but it's like you sparring with your brother in the backyard. Like, all right, let's tighten up our shit a little bit.
Yeah.
But who's the bigger brother? That's my statement. I think J. Cole's gonna be the big brother in this one.
Long term,
No, I don't know.
He made the song.
He just said in the song, "I got it from you, and now you want something from me." He's admitted in the verse, like
he had a prime at his point, and now he's in his prime.
Right. So big brother for longer. We talking about the last 2 or 3 years with Cole. Kendrick has, and again, I seen some shit on the internet where they was breaking down Kendrick versus Cole's career. And Kendrick has been more stellar for longer in the eyes of the public, while J. Cole has been steadily making a climb, which is why he came with the idea like, I just got to out-rap niggas because all these other albums that I tried to make for your eyes only didn't hit. KOD didn't really hit. So he said, all right, fuck it. My next shit now is going to be the offseason where I'm just going to try to start out-rapping niggas over and over and over and over and over again. And that was just in 2021. So if you're talking about 2000, so what's that, 3 years now? Versus Kendrick's 2013 was his first album to now.
I don't think he was at the top at that whole time though. That's my personal.
Control verse.
Since Control verse, he's on top.
Since the Control verse, he said, "I'm one of the best motherfuckers in the industry." And at that point, everybody said, "Oh, he might be fucking right.
He might, might not."
And he had the acclaim and the success and the album sales and all that other shit to boot. So it's like, so he was the bigger brother for longer. So I think Cole is now in the conversation to say, all right, I'm going to assert myself in here.
Yes.
You've been better for longer.
Yeah.
But I got it right now. Let's see what's up.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
That was a good one.
He has a point.
Yes, he does.
And I rested there, man. It's quote time. Shit.
What you got for me, man? What you got for me?
Get off my man Kendrick. All the slander.
That's the quote?
Yeah.
That is the quote.
Listen.
Because now my shit done died.
It sounds like you got the fix in. You know the refs or something?
Nah, the refs is against me right now because my whole quote device died. So today we're going to give you another D-Burkism. And this is something that, because it's been sitting with my heart for a little bit.
Nice.
Oh.
My quote today, my shit just popped back up, but fuck it, we're going to go off script now.
Go off script,
My quote today, and this is not necessarily a quote, it's perspective. You are not entitled to, and this goes, let me backtrack. Anytime you're doing anything new, anytime you're doing something that goes against the grain or something that, people may look at, oh, what you doing now? You are not entitled to people's support. Because there's a lot of people that, get out here, they start doing some new shit and they're like, oh, like, why my friends ain't reposting me? Ouch. Why my friends ain't, why ain't nobody really fucking with this shit like that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, my perspective is you are not entitled to people's support. Put the work in.
Yeah.
Because people going to get on board with it, especially if you do the right things and you see that your mission is bigger than just a small circle of people that you might know around you that ain't fucking with you or right now, know. And again, like, you're not entitled to that.
Right. Especially
if it's like, say for instance, like this podcast. I know some people ain't podcast people. So how could I expect and be entitled to support from some shit that doesn't organically connect with someone that I might know?
Yeah.
Or someone that I may be close to, So appreciate the perspectives that people give you from it, appreciate like their input or whatever if they choose to, but you're not entitled to people's like overwhelming support to say, yo, go listen to my bro shit and whatever.
Right.
But know that what you're working for long term is bigger than that little bucket that you're trying to pull from. So quote today, you are not entitled to people's support, put the work in and see where the chips fall.
Yeah.
And we would appreciate your support regardless.
Oh, no, for sure. Like,
We're not
comment,
entitled to it,
subscribe.
but please.
Tell your friends. Tell
Come
your
on.
grandmom. If she listen to podcast, if they about that, then, shout us a holler. But I'm not acting entitled because we just going to put the work in and make great content.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And continue to elevate ourselves in this space.
Yep.
To the top, baby.
So that's it. EFS
it.
Podcast, episode 9. It's out of here. Thank you, Rem, for coming back. The gang.
Thank you,
The
Red.
collectives has been better.
Thank you, Red.
I like
I think we had a great day. Great contact.
Yes.
Great contact. One more time, Drake, you're on the clock, brother, and we hope
For
you
real.
make a good response sometime soon.
It won't be anytime.
And he
soon.
off tour now. He off tour. So,
It's true.
last show.
We don't act.
He
We
taking too
get
long
at.
though.
That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, man.
We don't act. We get at.
Yeah,
He taking too long.
you said it. You said it. You said it. But the clock's ticking. We're going to see. We're going to see. Shout to J. Cole for an amazing body of work. Yeah, that's it, man. That's all I got for you. EFS Podcast out of here. Peace. Later.
Later, EFS fam.